But it kind of makes me sad that my brother's getting good at it. So he doesn't need me.
Makes you sad. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because like he would get stuck and I'll be like, hey, you need my help?
Need my help, bro?
Not anymore.
Let me show you how it's done.
Plays better than you now.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're like, oh.
I didn't know you could do that in this game.
So now I'm like, I guess I'll keep playing Fire Emblem.
I'll just be in my corner.
Yeah, but so yeah, pretty much.
It's time to engage. What's up, people? Welcome to our little traveling podcast shack we call Otaku, where we serve up the hottest takes in anime and video games. My name is Ray, and I'll be taking care of you today. And on today's menu, we have some fresh news regarding E3 and the PlayStation State of Play that happened a few weeks ago. And then, of course, we have our weeks where we talk about what we've been watching and playing. And then finally, for our main topic this week, we have 3 things we're looking forward to in honor of Daylight Savings. Because since we're moving forward, we thought, let's talk about things we're looking forward to this year. And of course, I should mention everyone else who's on this podcast this week. And I'll start with our new fresh host face we have this week. And that is Paul. Hello, Paul. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good.
You doing good?
Man.
You excited to be on the first episode?
I'm really excited.
Got your list ready? Things you want to talk about?
I don't write.
You don't write? So you got to memorize though, right?
I don't memorize anything.
Okay, so you're just a floating head talking.
I walk in through a door not knowing what's going on.
And I just invite you, the stranger, and asked you,
yeah.
Hey, would you like to be on this? I'm doing a podcast, sir. Would you like to be on a podcast?
That's my shtick.
Okay, you do that often with other podcasts.
Yes.
Okay, so you
Life.
Do you get paid for these?
No,
Good, because you're not also going to get paid for here either. Good, that checks out.
Okay.
Okay.
Guess so.
Let's move along here and let's say hello to Miles. Hello, Miles. How are you doing,
Ray.
brother?
I'm doing fine.
You having a good time? You excited?
Yeah, I'm kind of excited today. I got some hot takes ready to go.
Got some hot takes. Okay, interesting. Good. That's what we promise people hot takes, and we will deliver on these things. Big promises here on Otaku Talk, and hopefully we can deliver on this episode. All right, let's move along. And Frank, our last, but finally, most important. I know, don't say before. I know you're gonna think you're very important here, Frank. You're very important. You are so important, Frank. Without you, where would we be last episode without our referee and judge for the greatest video game console of all time?
Referee.
Someone had to make the tough calls. And that was you,
you're
Frank.
gonna have him blame me for the.
And if you have any complaints, send them to Frank. Let him know. What's your email address and personal phone number, Frank?
Or what's your social media handle?
Yeah.
That's what kids do these days.
What is it? I don't know. I changed it and I forget what it is.
Just avoid all the hate. That's a smart plan. That's what I need to do, Frank. That's what I need to avoid all that.
What's a handle?
It's a handle. It's what I don't know, when you get your life ticket to get a handle on it. I don't know.
Oh,
Wow,
okay.
That's what I'm going to go with apparently here today.
Damn.
So I think that's our official intro for this podcast. So hey, everyone get excited. And everyone's okay. And everyone's gone. Oh, well, we tried. Oh, well, we're moving on for ourselves at least this week. And let's move along here after our interesting intro and talk about some news this week. And I think, Miles, you have some news topics you wanted to share with the group?
Just my other things I read around the internet, as you do every week. Interesting today, I was reading about the Mega Man Battle Network remastered is coming out. Apparently, they're putting easy mode in this game. So, for some reason, you could put what they call Max Buster on Mega Man. So now it does 100% or 100 damage per every shot now.
That's a lot of damage.
So that as they said, you could focus on the story. Don't worry about the gameplay. Just focus on the story.
Wow.
So it's like my mind's blown. Like, wait, what? Who would want this? As for all the games from 1 through 6, so it's like every single version that you can do this.
I mean, I guess I suppose I don't know. It's like part of me wants to go like, oh, back in my day, these kids never do. But at the same time, I guess like, well, the optimist person, like, oh, then Miles, more people will get into the series and the franchise, and maybe they'll make more based off the sales if people can play it.
Yeah, I agree with that. You're gonna see a lot of games now have that. Actually, I mean, that's just where games are going. You know,
seems like it. And when are we gonna get on our Dark Souls? That's what I want to know. I need my baby Dark Souls for my baby Elden Ring.
Yeah, taking out the Hellish Dragon right there. Just Abysmal Dragon, just like one shot. That's it. He's done.
Was that like the final boss?
No, that's like the big giant. I've never the big giant scaly one.
Oh, you talking about Mega Man?
No,
what
Dark Souls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Still
the invisible
underplayed.
dragon. Yeah, because there's a big giant dragon that pretty much sweeps you around everybody. Just one shot, done.
Like from on up top, right?
Yeah.
You usually in Dark Souls games, you always jump on top of the dragon, just take him out in one shot, and you're like, well, that was anticlimactic.
I don't remember a dragon in Bloodborne. That's all I know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, of course there isn't.
It's the only one I've played.
Also, neat thing is they're actually gonna put also uncut gameplay. I guess, and they took out some games from the American release.
Oh, that's
So
good. I
that's
guess
interesting. Like, especially six. I didn't know six got really heavily edited. When
some
it came
skinship, perhaps.
No skinship. Sorry.
Oh,
Right? There's no Fire Emblem nonsense going on here. Sorry.
boo.
But interesting, they do add so in Mega Man Battle Network 4, they add these little patch cards in Japan that you had to buy them. It's kind of like the e-reader cards. You buy them and you scan them in. They're gonna actually get all that content for free in the game.
Oh, that's good.
So that's a good all 499. There's
didn't-
499 cards.
At least
I
they didn't
guess.
delete that code.
Yeah. So that's kind of nice. Other than that, looking forward to that game when it eventually comes out. And that's my little news for this week.
Oh, okay. One news topic. Any thoughts on that, Frank?
Well, I was watching a video of Mega Man, all the games and their story,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sorry, I stopped before Battle Network started going on. So I don't know what's going on in that game, but I was almost there. I had to start cooking, so maybe next week I'll know what Battle
You'll
Network.
catch up with the
Yeah.
timeline.
But I got reminded of Mega Man Legends. I'm like, and I'm like, I wish there was a 3.
Don't we all? And then they canceled it for the 3DS.
Yeah.
Oh, Capcom making great decisions.
So that's what your news reminded me of, Mega
Yeah.
Man Legends.
The better Mega Man.
Uh-huh.
Taking shots already. All right. Well, then I got a couple news. Actually, today I was focused. Like, I'm hosting. I'm going to get some news topics. Get
Hot fire topics
get the
here.
discussion flow going, happening on this episode. Let's
Uh-huh.
see here. So, as I mentioned earlier, we had the State of Play, PlayStation State of Play, their own
value
Sony's
did.
Direct, whatever we want to call it these days.
Uh-huh.
And the first one they showed, and I thought was interesting, they showed before Humanity, the platform puzzler thing from the same studio.
With a little doggle.
Yes, your little dog organ. It's like Pikmin. I don't know, like weird Pikmin kind of.
Oh, it reminded me of Lemmings. That's what reminded
Oh,
me of.
Lemmings. Yeah, that also would work too.
Also, like another classic staple of just follow the dog. No matter what you do, follow the dog. You got to follow the dog.
It looked interesting and very artsy since it's like the same studio that did. Well, it's the guy behind Rez and the
Yeah.
Tetris Effect. I forget the name of the guy in the studio on
What
top
is
of my
it called?
head.
Q Connect?
Something like that.
Yeah. I wish I could play a demo that it apparently
Yeah, there was
disappeared in 5 seconds.
And yeah, I wanted to check it out, but sadly I did not get a chance to play the demo. But I kind of wish.
I didn't know it was limited time. Thanks, Sony.
So yeah, I guess missed on that one, but it looked interesting. I know it comes out somewhat soon, so I look forward to playing that one when it does come out. And then the other one I was actually surprised about because I don't consider myself the biggest fighting game person,
Uh-huh.
but Street Fighter 6 looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, it looks like it's really checking all the boxes this time around. It's kind of giving me the same energy like Dragon Ball Fighters that does in a way.
A little bit, a little more artsy.
Like a little more like, hey, you come in here, you can play this too. It's not. Doesn't seem that very complicated, at least on the onset, right? Try to be more accessible for more newbie players, right?
Could be. It seems. I mean, it's hard to tell. I haven't got my hands on it, but just because when 5 came out, well, 5 had a terrible start because there was nothing in the game. It was very base bone. It's like, oh, here's Ryu, and I don't know, someone else.
Content will be coming.
Chun-Li's
soon.
coming soon. Yeah, DLC. It was just the prom, and eventually Street Fighter 5 kind of got there. But also to me, Street Fighter 5 just seemed like it's just Street Fighter 4 again, and so it kind of turned me off. But I feel like this time it has kind of more of its own vibe and thing, and actually moving forward in the timeline, if you will, which is something I've mentioned before. I always like the fact where story is a media that we consume actually ages with us a little bit. So yeah, just something like that. It has a little bit of soul. I kind of like the returning characters of old faces and the new. That's the thing. The blend of old and new seems really interesting to me. So it's just one of those games. I've been, like I said, I'm a casual Street Fighter fan and player, but some reason the little I saw about 6 kind of gets me excited. I don't know if anyone else is into Street Fighter or not.
I mean, I played Street Fighter in arcades, like much of everybody else, but I guess it really didn't take to me compared to with Tekken. I think Tekken was my Street Fighter.
Tekken was your
essentially.
jam. Okay.
Yeah.
How about you, Frank? Gonna pick up a copy?
I don't know. My brother's more of the
Oh
fighting
right, the
game
Marvel
guy.
vs. Capcom man.
Yeah. Street Fighter. I like playing them, but just go through the arcade. But I'm not into playing online or or playing against people because I'm not that competitive and
Yeah, neither. I'm not. Yeah.
I mean,
so no
I'll get
evil
go with like
guy-
one character, and that's about it.
So no evil, huh, guys? No evil. No.
No, we're
I
not.
mean,
Not this year. Not
These
this
games,
year.
as they go on, there's so much more tech involved with these characters. There's so many more, essentially techniques. You know, there's so much lab work to be done that you try and jump into it now, and people are gonna decimate you no matter what.
You have to be dedicated to play this one game
Very
and only this
dedicated.
one game, which I did do for Dragon Ball FighterZ when it came out, and then of course eventually other games called me, and then I fell off a cliff, and then it's like who's on this skin? How do they play? Oh no! And then all the changes of the characters I used to know that goes out right out the window.
This used to be this high, and now I can only do this high.
Yeah, basically this combo used to work and now it doesn't.
but I am looking forward to it. I
okay.
almost had it on my list. Even though like I said, I'm not that much of a fighting game,
Mm-hmm.
but I loved. Funny he said Tekken. I loved the Street Fighter X Tekken game.
Oh,
Ah,
interesting.
yeah, okay.
So there's one
Alright.
person in the world who does.
That-
Oh, we
that
found
game-
it. We found it.
That game was cool. Like the opening. I think the opening just kept me playing it.
It helps.
Interesting.
That Street Fighter game. I have a little nephew. He's like under 2 or 2, and he sees the trailer and he just starts punching at me.
Nice.
Nice.
So I think my brother's gonna get it just because his son looks like he's into it. And the interesting thing about that game is it kind of looks like it's gonna have a story mode.
Yeah, there's
And-
like
Yeah, it looks like it. That's interesting.
they're
that-
taking a little bit more risk.
And he
Yeah.
in that trailer he does a shuriken to like a trash can or
Uh-huh.
something. I don't know,
Yes,
but
there's tons in it.
but it's like what's going on here? Is this a are
now
we playing
this is a game.
We're doing things today.
Animal Crossing? What's going
yes,
on?
it looks interesting.
That I think I'm gonna enjoy that part because it kind of reminded me of that Smash Brothers. What do they call it? Part 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean the story?
oh,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
story
yeah.
in that. Yes,
I hope it's
that
like
was
that.
so interesting. I don't know why they bring something like that
shoulda-
back.
They should do that every time, but
That was fun for me.
I would, as a person who enjoys stories and narrative-driven games, just a little something in my fighting game. That'd be nice. I would appreciate
it
that.
doesn't even have to be big. Kind of
Yeah,
like how
yeah.
they did it in Brawl,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
you have a scene and then you see how the characters interact with each
Exact-
other.
yes.
It's cool. Like I think Pikachu and Samus were like in a team. or
Yeah,
something. Ah.
yeah.
But
That
I
was
hope they
good.
do something like that.
That would be cool. Yeah.
That would be
That's
cool.
what
I am looking forward, and that comes out somewhat soon. So hopefully we'll get a chance to talk about it more in the future on the podcast. And then the other thing on the state of play was the Resident Evil 4 remake. And it's funny because like I was very nervous and hesitant. The idea,
Apprehensive?
of like doing
A-Team
it.
was working on it, man.
And that's what it.
A-Team.
And it's because, well, for one, it's a combination of two things. One, do we really need to make a remake of Resident Evil 4? We perfected it, haven't we? We've done it.
Oh.
What else is there to do in Resident Evil 4?
Oh, you will see.
in my mind. So I'm very. So I was very, and so that, and then plus the fact of I just played before that was the Resident Evil 3 remake, which
Oh
was
God.
not. And I say that as a person who has like no nostalgia for Resident Evil 3, the original. But I did replay it before I played the remake,
Oh,
and
good, good.
they totally missed.
They butchered.
They didn't
it,
understand
man.
what was good about that game. They missed all the marks on
Well,
that
they
one.
did it in
Set.
2. That's what happened.
Let me get it.
Well, but the thing is, and as Paul mentioned, it is the A team. That's the people who did the Resident Evil 2 remake,
Yeah.
working on the 4.
B team
so-
worked on 3.
Yeah.
It was a good game. I can't say it was a bad
Yeah,
game.
it wasn't bad, but
but
was.
there is so much.
They missed out a lot of.
left out.
Yeah, it's a bad editor's cut
They
or whatever you
added
wanna
a
call it.
lab.
Yeah,
What?
because there's always a lab.
They
Apparently.
added a sewer.
It was. It made
What
some
are you
really weird
doing?
choices. And the whole Nemesis. I mean, I don't want to go. I could talk all day about why I don't like about that Resident
Oh,
remake.
God.
But
so
either way-
I shouldn't ask you what they missed.
Well,
oh, you should. If you want to take a chunk, if you want to take an hour talking about what they left
I will
out.
say the obvious thing they left out, the whole Nemesis mechanic, which is the whole point of that game.
Oh,
They basically there's
man.
like 10% of that in the remake.
10%.
I haven't
could-
played
could-
them, but I'm guessing it's kind of like Fusion and Dread, where you're running away
Hmm.
from.
Yeah, it's like Dread. Yeah,
right.
Where there's the machines in Dread. Yeah, because that's what basically Nemesis. Though the difference is in Nemesis, if you're really good and you know what to do, you can take him down and get upgrades for
Yes.
him.
Yes.
So it's your choice if you want to risk it fighting him and this and that.
Right.
But there's you get a reward for beating the crap out of him. You get weapon upgrades if I remember right.
Upgrades. You get a pack of medical F-aid sprays that you could put together. And
Oh,
you have, like,
right.
You can carry around. parts for a handgun.
Right,
for you to
'cause
put together.
That's just funny because Resident Evil introduced the whole crafting system,
Yes.
and now it's like the official like crafting system of the Resident Evil franchise.
Yes, I saw that. I'm
which
like,
is funny.
interesting.
I'm guessing
Why would they keep that?
you guys have played them a lot then.
Oh
Yeah, yeah.
I've
yeah.
always wondered this.
Mm.
In Marvel's Capcom 3, did they represent Nemesis well, or did you just
It
pull
was
it out?
I
of-
mean-
okay.
I mean, the base of him was there.
yeah.
Or is it like Jill in Marvel's Capcom 2, where it's like, where did she get this move from? Like,
Well, okay, well, yeah, that's a lot they had to come up with
but
because
that's every character.
yeah, they had to be
yeah.
very creative in that game. But I do like playing as Jill. But then I like Jill, so of course I like
Well,
playing
of
as Jill.
course, who doesn't like Jill?
So there's that, and yeah, so hopefully that. So anyway, the Resident Evil 4 remake, looking more of it, and also perhaps talking about it later on, and then later in this podcast.
Oh yeah.
It's I'm feeling a lot more comfortable with this remake.
Yeah.
It
a lot of browsers were like,
yeah. So that comes out later this month. So stay tuned for this podcast, and also in the future episode talking about the Resident Evil 4 remake. And then the last thing from the state of play was the Suicide Squad.
they got canceled now.
Boy.
That thing?
Which
Pushing
is-
it back, right?
Yeah, which also we just announced they delayed it because of everyone's negative reaction
Well,
to
yeah.
this showing. And so yeah, for those who don't know, Suicide Squad is I guess the newest game from the people who did the Batman Arkham games. Rocksteady, yes. And including myself, me and Miles were together when we saw this, and we kind of went like, this is what they came up with? It just seemed very generic and very like by the numbers, like Fortnite wannabe.
Like, everybody has a
shooter
gun.
thing.
Everybody shares guns.
Shoot the big glowing parts on the enemy.
Yeah,
It's just kind of like
the glowing
we
parts on the
doing?
enemy part. I lost after that because like we're going back like at least 10 years.
we're back to
going
the Sony press conference and hit for massive damage. You
Does
know,
Captain Boomerang even have a boomerang and he throws?
I
I
don't
didn't
know.
see it.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
Well, is that the fact that it's a live service game for some reason?
and the fact it always has to be online, even if you're single player, is a very like head scratching, baffling why.
All these points and like buffs and percentages that you can add to your weapons and to your characters. Why would you need that?
I don't know.
What are you doing?
I don't know. It seemed like a bad, and it's hard because I know I would imagine, I'm going to be nice and assume the developers did not want to make this game, but WB is like, hey, we see these games make kind of money. We'd
Oh.
like you to make a live service game for us.
Sure.
live service,
Sure.
NFT, all this nonsense that the higher ups want to put in games because they say, oh, that makes money, profit. But it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so I don't know, but hopefully with this delay, they'll rethink this perhaps to come with something better. Because I don't know, and I think I mentioned it before. I will still probably buy the game at some point, just because this is probably Kevin Conroy's last performance as Batman.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I'm gonna buy it, but probably not day one. From what I saw, probably not day one.
I foresee they're gonna double down on it. This is gonna be even more. Look at more percentages.
We'll see. It's tough because
More.
the Batman Arkham games were nothing like this. It was a straight
Straight up.
Metroidvania kind of thing.
It was
Focus
a game.
narrative, yeah. Single player focus, story driven stuff, and now
Jeez.
it's a live service game. It just seems like it's a
Why is-
and literally and it's funny because then you go to the Marvel equivalent from 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago with the Avengers game, and no
yeah.
one it bombed. Square Enix is already
Yeah.
they're pulling the plug already if they haven't already.
Uh-huh.
So
Oh.
it's just like
Phoenix.
yeah, it just seems like no one can read the room at the moment. It seems like, but I guess they're hoping the Rock Stadium is going to carry them to the finish line, but it doesn't look like at the moment. But we'll see. Maybe there's something more magical about it. But that presentation did not really sway me in a positive way. I guess.
It's bad when literally a couple days later, and we're going to postpone this game for because it was supposed to launch 2 months from now.
Something summertime, I believe.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, that's going to push back a bit, and we'll see you guys when we fix this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
If
I
they want
suppose.
money, if they like money, they're gonna have to push it back.
See what happens. So yeah, that's it for State of Play. For me, quick one. Wargroove 2 is coming out. I don't think there's
Yay.
a date or anything, but it's coming out. This is like the somewhat successor at the time of Advance Wars, though of course now Nintendo actually is bringing back Advance Wars next month. So, but for those who are into your turn-based strategy games, look forward to Wargroove 2 in the future. And then let's see here. Do I want to do? Let's see here. Let's do this heavy one. Let's see if this brings up
Heavy.
So E3 is supposedly happening this year, gentlemen.
What?
E3.
The big
What?
video game conference
You're
of
kidding
them
me,
all.
right?
It's coming back after it's 2-3 years
Are
now.
they sure about that?
Oh,
Are they sure about
We'll-
that?
We're gonna find out. So, and that's the question I want to bring up. That was in the news. So the news to bring into this discussion topic is the fact that is Microsoft has officially said they will not have a presence there on the E3 show floor here in LA, and so now it's Microsoft and Nintendo officially out, and Sony hasn't officially said it yet, but Sony hasn't been in E3 for a while now, so it seems very unlikely for them. So what does E3 look like without the big three representing them, and is it something worth watching, attending, or vice versa, since now it's actually open to the public as well? What do you guys think? Is there a future in this E3, or is it a dying breed?
Bare bones.
I don't know. I mean, to me, it's because everyone they realizing we don't need to do this anymore. We could do our own, like, until Direct, we could do our own things. Like literally, Microsoft itself said that they're gonna do the event on the 11th, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like June 11th. So I guess E3's around then because it only makes sense.
Which is
right?
funny because it's like literally across the street from where they're having E3.
Yeah. So it's like we don't need to pay money to the ESA to do this. We'll just do our own thing.
Yeah, you don't need it, but I'll be sad if it's not there anymore. I know it's kind of weird. I live in a time bubble where I keep like reliving my time like watching the E3. You get popcorn or your snacks, you get your drinks, you post up, you eat beer, and and you watch the whole damn thing. And there's some cringe throughout, and it's so
hits
satisfying.
and misses for sure.
Oh, it's so great. I laughing my ass off the whole
PC gaming show.
time.
That's something.
I missed that. It's like a magical. I don't know.
It's a gift
It's
that
like a
keeps on
ride.
giving.
It's like a ride.
That's
You go
true.
there, everybody comes there, and then they see all these presentations, and it's super cringe, but some are not, and it's just a fun time. But now everything's breaking up, and they're all doing their thing, their own things, and it's like, well, I can just go on the internet, look up a video, a gameplay trailer, whatever. All right, I'm done. It's just not connected anymore. I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like a musical festival. Instead of that, now everybody just has small
Separate concerts
venues.
over
It's
here,
like
over
get
there.
rid of all musical venues.
And no Coachella or something.
No
like that.
Coachella.
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna
like
say.
none of that. Just have bands play in their own separate places, and that's it. And
On
you're
the same weekend.
yeah, right. On the same
Yeah,
weekend.
like in the same city,
I can't get to this.
like literally
bar.
across the street from each other in
I can
different
listen to
hotels.
one song here. I can drive over. I can get maybe half a song in this other band.
Yeah, I definitely feel bad for like all the press have to cover this and they're like have to run around town just to do this thing versus being one big building.
Just doing wheelies. Just trying to get to the venues, man.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and like you, Paul, I was gonna say, I do remember the day where you get your popcorn, just sit down and watch them back to back,
put
make it a
on,
marathon, make it a day out of
Put on
it.
So
G4,
fun.
put on G4, or was it Spike TV?
Yeah,
just
Spike
watch
TV
it.
or whatever, huh?
Yeah.
And that was like your entertainment for the day. And as a gamer, you're like, oh, the greatest news and this and that. But yeah, it's like I said, it seems like those days are long gone and they're not coming back. It seems like it, but
This is a lack
we'll
of
see.
enthusiasm.
seems like it.
I don't know what it is. It's weird.
Well,
Like,
I
so
think
much
it's
negativity.
just a lot of game development. It's like we don't have to be on a schedule to have something show at this time.
It's the money, right?
It's
Yeah.
like why pay money for this when we could
Pay for the
could-
space and send my people down there, or we can just throw something on YouTube and call it a day.
I didn't know they had to pay to be at E3.
Oh yes.
That is,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who is missing out if on this? Like, what I mean is,
a lot of small developers.
Because I mean, from the fans' perspective, because I never had a chance to watch E3 live
Mm-hmm.
because
Okay,
you had to
Yeah.
work in the industry or something.
That's
it was
why
something.
you're calling sick, Frank.
No, like even if you had time, it was like, oh well, you don't work anything related to games, so you can't go.
Oh right. Well, to physically
be there? Oh, yeah.
yeah, but the last
no.
couple of years,
Yeah.
for a certain amount of money, you can go to E3.
Yeah,
now.
I think the last event they could, and this year they're allowing fans. But yeah, it's always been for the longest time. It was always you had to know someone in the business to get in. But then back, even more back in the day, it's like, oh, I worked at GameStop. All right, coming in. So
Yeah,
it was until the later years they got more strict. Like, oh, I work for Activision or so and so. It's like, oh, okay, sure.
Oh, come on in.
But if you know someone, right?
Yeah.
It's not impossible. You could be a YouTuber. Yay!
So for me, it was always an online thing.
Mm.
The fact that they split, it kind of it's better for me because like, oh, well, I only want to listen to this person. I don't care about all these other companies. Or
Right.
they always have the games that I'm not really interested in it. So it kind of saves me time. And the other question I had is, who is in it? If Sony's not in it, Microsoft.
It's
Ubisoft. I know they're
Ubisoft question
course.
mark. There's no one official, and which is the other thing. I looked it up today, preparing for the podcast, and the thing is 90 days away, and they don't have a list of who's going to be there, which is kind
Gotta
of
start.
shocking for a
Ooh.
giant convention like that, because the like anime conventions I go to, they've already announced people have already booked hotel rooms. They've already announced several guests. There's so many things already down and planned, and people have already paid for. And there's nothing about this E3 instead of the date, and it's in LA.
Yeah, that's really bad.
It's concerning that we don't know who will be there, because if the big three aren't there, that leaves the third parties, and then Activision is soon to be part to be a first party question mark.
Yeah.
So then it's what Ubisoft is like the next big third party player I could think of. EA, but EA hasn't participated in E3 forever,
Yeah.
unless they somehow sweeten the deal for EA to
Devolver,
participate.
I guess.
Devolver question mark? And then
Question
after
mark.
that, I'm
The PC gaming show.
whatever
Oh,
is
God.
was it the Embracer Group people?
They embrace. What? Don't you want to be embraced?
Yeah,
Right?
feel the embrace.
I remember running the marathon right before Final Fantasy 13 came out, and they had a huge poster of lightning. Well, not a
Oh,
poster.
yeah.
They painted a building.
Right, the buildings,
Oh,
the three
interesting.
buildings right there.
That's
That's
and
right,
I was running,
downtown.
I was
Wow.
running down
Yeah.
that street.
Yeah.
That was
Nice.
cool. Like
That
that was
was
cool.
awesome.
I remember it was kind of cool. Anticipating E3
Right.
and then getting there and being disappointed.
Wow.
It was
Let
like,
me in.
wait. I wanted you to tell me about Metroid.
Lightning's here.
No, and then this just like, what happened?
Well, and I think that's the thing now, is that these days, it gives less pressure for the developers to say, okay, E3 is coming, guys. We need to come with a demo or something, show some kind of progress that here's this game we're working on. It may not be, and unfortunately, because we're all in the online society these days. It's and the first thing you see a game, like, I don't want to play this. Look at this. This thing's garbage. But no, it's like it's like the alpha build of a game, right?
Right.
And who knows, down the road, the game's like, probably a 10 out of 10 game, but you wouldn't know, because look at this, how it looks right now, because they first have to rush to make something
Right.
for E3.
Takes time and resources to make that E3 demo.
Sure does.
So yeah, that's another thing to consider. So yeah, I don't know. It's I guess the times are changing for better or for worse, but we'll see. Maybe E3 will have a hell of a year,
Wow.
but
Do you think
I'm not feeling it.
Doubt that.
that they would ever do like a tease E3? So for
Tease
example,
E3.
where all these companies are like, well, here are things that we're thinking about doing, and they just test it out like a fake trailer. They're not really working on it.
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of people who've done that where they
Trailer.
promise a lot of things and then can't deliver. Killzone 2 or 3 comes to mind.
Whoa.
Promising things that maybe we could not fulfill at the
This is
time.
Yeah.
This is rendered in real time.
God,
real
Killzone
time.
2 trailer was just, oh man, that was so good.
And then
And
the
they
game.
lied.
And then the game happened. Not
It
the
wasn't a
same.
bad game. I wouldn't.
Yeah, it was fine, but it was not that game we were promised on day one.
Or my
true.
always go to one, Watch Dogs.
Oh, what? There's
that was
another-
a,
that's
that was
always-
a- that was a big
That's
one.
always someone like, that's great. I wish I played that game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that
in the
would've been
code.
nice.
If you look for it, it's
Yeah.
there. You just gotta.
Oh yeah, the mods.
Unlock it.
Like, that's how the game's supposed to be.
Mhm.
Oh,
It was in there.
There you go. So yeah, we'll see what happens in E3, and then quickly these other few anime things I saw in the news. Apparently Boruto is ending, or at least part 1 is ending, and then Naruto's coming back, or at least a Naruto special, which I thought was just super hilarious reading the headline. Like, wait, how, what's happening here?
We're trying to win the fans back.
Apparently, I guess Boruto is. I have no idea. I've never watched it. To me,
Boruto
it's
got
all
got
fan
canceled.
service.
It
It's
got
all
canceled.
nonsense.
Got canceled. Like, bring his dad back. The good old days, right, guys? The
It's
good old
crashing
days.
and burning, basically. So we got to bring
It's what
back
it
the
feels
people
like at the
that they
moment. Just
actually
reading that
care about.
headline, which is just
Jeez.
funny. I'm just kind of curious. What are we gonna do in 4 episodes of? Are we like? I'm just thinking like, are we gonna do like just
like-
silly episodic adventures? Curiosity, or they just do like a greatest hits of the Naruto time. But they already put out like that music video. It was like the greatest hits of the Naruto timeline.
AMV.
Yeah, they made that big AMV thing, but it was basically an AMV with having different
Yeah.
anime openings. It was gorgeous looking because it was new animation done by the studio, but it's just like kind of funny. It's like, oh, I thought that was like basically that. So I guess I'm curious what those 4 episodes of that's going to be. But
Wait, there's 4 episodes left of Boruto, or they're
Boruto, the anime is they call it part 1 is ending. What the fuck that means? I don't know. I have no idea. I've never
like
seen
Attack on
Boruto.
Titan part 3 and part 4.
Yeah,
part 3.
I don't know if it's a JoJo thing or what, or they're just like slowly trying to like, we might not do any more anime. But basically, the anime is ending because it's been going since the ending of Naruto, right?
Yeah.
But now I guess it's ending. And apparently later this year in the fall, I think they said they're going to release 4 episodes of Naruto as like a 30th anniversary thing. But I don't know if it's like, I don't know. But it's Naruto, not like Shippuden Naruto. So it's like, okay. So I'm just kind of curious, and I just thought it was funny of like, so I guess we're bringing back Dad, eh? Good old Dad's going to save the day.
Would it be 20 years, Ray?
Maybe 20 years.
Yeah, because like
Okay, now
1992. I mean,
Maybe at this point everything's a thousand.
So
I
just
feel.
think back in high school.
Yeah,
you know.
I'm an old man.
Do you think
It's better to add than to
Sad,
subtract.
man.
Let's put it that way.
a popularity?
don't think about it, everyone.
It could be. That's the way I'm reading, but I don't know because, like I said, I have no idea what Boruto. I don't know if people are happy or sad about the series. I have no idea.
I read the manga. The manga is probably a better format for that thing than what the heck they're doing. No, that TV. I feel like that TV show's like, we're still in a classic. We're gonna keep it to the manga. Okay, well, we're getting too close to the manga. Let's go back filler time, filler.
Yeah, I don't. I have no idea.
I think the only anime left, other than like One Piece, maybe that still does that.
Right, and that's like the
This
interesting
day and age, right?
the last of the which I was going to talk about later on, so I'll save that for that part. But yeah, so I just that was like a funny.
It's always difficult to make like a sequel to a ongoing very long anime. It ends, and then you try and I recapture that lightning
especially
in a bottle,
right
you know
after
what I mean?
it.
Right after.
It seems really weird to me. We'll find
But
out.
thinking about it, it would be so nice if you just condensed it and made it into like
Well,
a
yeah, that's what
26 episode thing. 13.
both Naruto and Shippuden had the same problem with all the filler nonsense.
Oh.
So taking a break, I'm okay with taking a break. But at the same day, I don't care about Naruto at all. So it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna go start watching it now.
Who they have left to fight? Like, you know what I'm
Moon
saying?
people.
Moon people?
Moon people.
Moo people.
Moon people.
Moon
People.
Moon
like outer
people.
space.
Like from the moon.
From the moon.
So moon ninjas?
Yes.
Yo,
That's about all I know.
that's
And I said, fucking
that's pretty
check,
hype.
please.
That's pretty hype.
Yeah, that happened.
Wait, what? Moon people? Can you explain that?
No, we're not. We're moving on here. And I'm going to talk about...
See, for $5 more on Patreon, we can explain you
There you
all the
You
nonsense.
don't even have to do that. On episode 2, I think we talk about Naruto's ending. So there you go. Go to episode 2 if you want to hear about more moon people.
I love anime.
Throw yourself in that one, Paul. Episode 2 for you.
Shit's funny.
Oh, it's something. Then let's see here. And then apparently High Dive made a deal with Plex to have a anime channel basically on their service. So if you have a
Wait,
Plex,
hold a second. Wait, so what? Plex as the
home media server people that you could make your own Netflix basically equivalent, put your own server with all your media content, has made a deal because they also have a like live TV deal with other certain networks out there, and they made a deal with High Dive, who owns anime, and so now they're having their own special anime channel exclusive that is showing anime 24/7. And people who don't know, they own the rights to shows like Princess Principal, Clannad, Snafu, and Golden Time. So a couple pretty good shows.
Everything Sentai Filmworks.
Yeah, basically they're another part of Sentai Filmworks. So guess what? If they own it by Filmworks, it's probably going to show up on there. And the cool thing, I looked it up out of curiosity, and because it reminded me of, for those who remember, dating myself once again,
the
Funimation channel when that was a live TV channel for a little bit on cable.
Yeah.
But the problem with the Funimation channel, it was always like random. They would show like episode 5 of
Something.
something.
Kodacha.
Right.
Yeah, Kodacha. It seems like Kodacha. It was always
Okay,
Kodacha
yes,
and
yes.
Case Closed.
Yes.
It was always like which is fine. But the problem is they would show episode 5, and then you'd have to wait like 24 hours to wait that same episode of 6, and you had to remember, it's on this block because they would show like the same shows in like 3-hour blocks.
Oh, I hate that.
Throughout the day.
Yes. Oh
So
my
if you were and you
God.
see, Case Closed is on again, you think it's going to episode. No, it's the same episode you saw earlier today. So you'd have to wait. But the nice thing about this thing they have on the Plex High Dive collaboration channel is it's just whatever show 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you could just sit down and marathon and binge watch a show
That's
if you have
rad.
the service.
That's really cool, actually.
So yeah, I just thought that was
that's
good. And because I'm a person who's like, High Dive the service, the channel layout could be better, but I'm cheering for them because they're like the last of the holdout because now everything's becoming part of Crunchyroll and Sony. So it's
Gobbled up.
pretty much. And anytime we could cheer for the little underdogs,
They even
I
bought
try.
the anime store.
I feel like there was a time where there were like so many different independent like places where you can see anime.
Mm-hmm.
And like so many subscription based, so many different channels, this and that.
Other licensors and everything, distributions
all over the place, and they're just kind of
it's becoming
compiled
one to rule them all now.
Yeah.
So if you want to cheer for the underdog. And speaking about the Monopoly man, Crunchyroll also announced that show once again trying the Monopoly is they're adding music videos to their services. So if you have it, you have music videos, but a bunch of your favorite like Japanese artists who do a lot of anime openings and endings.
Was that funny? Sony, right? Sony.
Yeah, they're working with Sony Music because guess what? Sony owns everything, including Crunchyroll. So of course it was a new collaboration. So they have some artists like I think I saw Lisa and Flo. It's supposedly Asian Kung Fu Generation's on there somewhere.
So raised it already.
Yeah.
Right.
So I guess it's neat for those who are fans of these artists. You could check them out, and part of it's already thrown into the service. And I think they're going to dedicate a certain section for that later on. But it's like it's there if you scroll and find it. It does exist, but it's one of those. I guess that's cool. You're getting something for your membership, I guess. But at this, at the same time, it's like, oh yay, want to rule them all, yay!
I don't mind. Say
And
he's
then,
a hassle
the,
from.
and then Frank the consumer. What about me?
One place we can
that
get
sounds like
everything.
their
I mean,
problem.
it's
Call me
easier.
back when Latches is here. Then I'll be there.
Sounds like I should get more Sony stock.
That's exactly what you should do.
The growth's going up.
There you go.
The numbers keep going up.
Can't go wrong. So that's it for my news this week. So now we will move on here to our next segment of the podcast and talk about what we've been watching, what we've been playing. And Frank, I feel like you've been too silent like a ninja, the Naruto ninja you are.
Oh, what?
From the Hidden Leaf Village. And Frank, I want you to go first. What you been watching? What you been playing?
Oh, well, I think you know what I've been playing.
What you been playing, Frank? That's a mystery to me.
Well, I've been playing Fire Emblem.
What? When?
Since it came out. Oh, no, since you gave it to me.
That's true.
I guess I'll start with that then, because I didn't want to start with that, but
I'm okay with this.
I had a question because I don't think you two have played it, right?
Only the cool kids like you and me, Frank, play Fire Emblem Engage.
I'm getting
No,
there.
I've actually never played a Fire Emblem game.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting there. Well, we'll get to my week later on, but I'm getting there.
Hopefully I don't bore you two then. Like, who is your favorite character?
Out of the whole cast?
Yes.
Ooh, I didn't think it was such a big, broad...
Oh, well, since you're thinking least favorite also.
Least favorite? Well, I mean, half of the, all the,
Half of them.
I really don't, okay, but I don't know the storyline, so maybe it's, maybe being a little mean, but, for some reason, the chef guy just bored me to death. I had no interest to pursue any of this conversation, but I'll look at him next time my second playthrough, I swear. I know who I like, Yunaka.
You like Yunaka?
I like Yunaka, just because she's, the mysterious person, and only in certain compositions do you actually find out what her deal is.
I feel like...
So I liked her the most for that reason. I'm a mystery sucker, but she's fun and cool, and
it didn't seem like she was that mysterious to me, but I guess
it's not super mysterious, but if you want a definitive, flat out, this is the answer, this is the truth. Only in certain conversations does it actually say it out loud.
I like her. If she wasn't so strong, I wouldn't use her.
That also does help. She's pretty good on the battlefield.
I don't like her feet.
Her feet.
There it is.
All right.
I know we're gonna get there.
This is why you're an Awakening fan. You don't have to worry about feet in Awakening.
I mean, it's not her. I guess I should say I don't like her boots.
Her boots?
They're so bulky.
They're like Wonder Woman boots, basically.
She's not barefoot and stuff.
Yo, I don't like her feet.
I don't like her feet.
Tarantino over
You got a
here.
Tarantino
I wouldn't
fan
pay
over
for
here.
those. But she's funny sometimes. I like how she's kind of portraying herself as something,
Someone else.
and then the other part comes out. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Like when you do a critical hit, it's like you're dead.
Yeah, that's what I liked about that.
She's cool.
Yeah, she's fun.
For this one, I guess I'll say mine. I've been sort of the kind of person that always picks, the girl characters. So for this one, I've kind of wanted to use the guy characters, and the one that I like the most is Zelkov.
Oh, yeah, he was. I only saw a little bit of his story, but he had the weird speech pattern question mark he has going on.
He's just very serious and
he's the assassin ninja dude,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
he's funny because I always think I've already used him because he's so dark.
Right.
It looks like he's already oh, I guess I'm done, and it's like, why hasn't the enemy started going? And it's him going, but he's cool. One, I think he looks like me. He has the same haircut.
That's true. You guys go to the same barber for sure.
I need to get a tan for me to look exactly like him. But,
Hide in the shadows.
But he's kind of he's quiet, but at the same time he has these passions where it's kind of like I don't know how much you use them, but he collects things and it's like, yeah, well, of course I made that. I knitted that myself. And it's like, what the heck?
I've heard a little bit of that.
How does he do that?
Some
So
craftsmanship, huh? You got
Yeah.
little side hobbies.
yeah,
Basically,
yeah. He goes up. Have you noticed? Did you use Anna?
a little, not too much this time.
Did you get any bonds with her?
Not many.
Not many, because it's cool. Because it's happened with every bond that I've gone in with the emblems, where the
Oh, they make reference to, aren't you? Do I know you?
wait, they're like, no, it can't be.
Right, because I saw that one with Corin. He's like, have you ever been to Hoshido? And it's like, no, I've never been there.
Yeah, well, for you two that might not understand what's going on, Anna is a character that comes out in almost every Fire Emblem game, but it's never. I mean, as far as I understood, it's never the same Anna.
They're always sisters, but like they're not even in the same universe or
Oh, okay.
timeline.
So
Well,
recurring
multiverse?
character.
Oh, here we
Yeah,
go.
question mark. Yeah.
So one of them is like, "Hey, do I know you?" Like, or
That's the joke, right?
Yeah,
Like, okay,
basically.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
and then
That's cool. I like when they do that.
I think Marth was like, "Anna's in this world. What's going on?"
That's funny.
So now, like for her, I kind of use her a lot. She's super weak, but I use her a lot because I want to see if there's something to that. Like,
Mhm,
you know, because
mhm.
she's always says that she's a merchant because she wants to go back to her family.
Right.
And I'm wondering if her family are, you know, part of the other worlds and stuff like that.
That's interesting.
That would be cool. And the last thing I wanted to mention about that or ask you is, do you have a favorite song?
Not that comes to mind. Like in this particular game alone?
Yes.
No, I can't say it does. I was too busy focusing on the strategy. I
Man,
guess.
sometimes I just put the game on and I'm just listening to the music and it's
It
like,
was good. I do remember that.
I like the it's called, if I'm not wrong, Bright Sandstorm.
Mm-hmm.
It's the song where you get to the desert.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
It's so good. I mean,
I do remember liking the music in that area more.
it's kind of like some guys just start screaming like, huh, huh.
Yeah.
And then it fits so well because it's kind of like very happy song.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you remember this detail where there's these beats, but it also one of the I guess instruments is water falling. So it kind of like 'cause I listen to it at work all the time.
Oh, I see.
Oh, okay. It
And
incorporates water into the.
yeah, because it's going through the song and it's just like, and it makes sense because in the level that it comes out in, it's kind of like an oasis,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, oh,
Right,
this
that
is
makes
very cool
sense.
how they did this. So that's my favorite song of the game.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go to my Spotify or something.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could put it on Spotify. and
Right,
stuff like
if only.
that, but they don't have it. Other than that, I'm as you can tell, I've been playing the game a lot.
Uh-huh.
I like that it's pretty hard, but I feel like I broke the game. Like,
Oh,
You broke it.
like I don't know. I don't know if I'm cheating or I mean, because I'm not really cheating.
Got your Game Shark out there, Frank?
No,
Game Shark.
It's just from playing games.
Great reference.
These games. From playing these games, I kind of have a style and see what works and what doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of makes me sad how certain stats are way more important than others.
Oh yeah, that's
Like
true.
avoid,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's all I go for. Avoid.
Right.
And now it's just like I kind of want to use a whole bunch of characters, but maybe if I played it on easier, but because I'm playing the hardest mode,
Mm.
Oh,
that
I
I
see. You
know.
went for it. Huh?
yeah. So I kind of like I don't want to use Yunaka, but I have to use Yunaka or else I'm not gonna beat this
Yeah,
level.
she just dodges everything.
So it's like, but that's the one thing where I'm like, I hope the replay value is good. Yeah. So I've been playing that a lot. I haven't been watching Trigun because of that. I haven't been watching anything.
Oh, that's right. The new Trigun came out, right?
It's out.
I like it.
It's like
I need to check it. I'm
Childhood.
gonna suck it up and
that's
check it out.
nostalgia, right? I mean, has anybody seen it?
Yeah,
You've seen it.
I've seen.
Okay, Frank, you've seen it.
Paul, it's CG.
Oh.
I've never seen a man frozen in time as quickly as that.
Right in his head.
Oh,
like different
poor, I've never seen a man so excited and so just gone in seconds. It was
That is
impressive.
disappointing.
His eyes, his pupils, like, no, they like went blank, right? And it's like just,
Yeah,
it just sit there. That's it for the rest of the day.
he was gone.
That's disappointing, man.
You watched the original Trigun?
Yeah, man. When I was
We're all old here. We've confirmed this already.
I love Trigun.
It's not the same, but at the same time, it's good. I've seen I think 3 or 4 episodes.
Okay.
And they've changed a lot of things. For one, they got rid of Millie Thompson in and replaced her with Robert De Niro.
What?
That's his name, Roberto De Niro.
Oh, okay.
Very
Why?
different.
It's kind of like have you ever watched Sherlock? Has anybody watched Sherlock?
Which form of
The-
Sherlock?
the-
There's like hundreds of thousands.
Doctor
of...
Strange? That's Sherlock?
Yes.
That-
Yeah, well, that's yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. That's Sherlock.
I was like, no, I said Sherlock.
what
are you doing?
No.
Oh, well, do you know of Sherlock Holmes?
Oh. The most important literary character, apparently.
Yeah, so he has like a definite okay, he has this, his hat, and it's in the 1800s.
Sure, yeah.
Right.
But Sherlock, it's in the modern times, and you're like, what? This doesn't make sense.
Okay.
So
okay.
this is how I see Trigon. It's like there is the established Trigon, and then there's this where it's like, okay, we're gonna take things from here and there,
I see.
but we're gonna make it our own.
Oh.
And it's not bad as far as I can tell. Like,
So I should give it a shot.
yes, definitely.
Okay.
It, especially the first episode, it gave me the feels of remember that episode where there's this big giant guy and he throws the hand at them and he just gets it done with a pistol, and it's like,
Right.
when you tell somebody like, a giant and a guy with a gun is like, of course.
Right, how is he
Oh,
gonna win this?
Yeah, right.
So I mean, in the first episode, there's a kind of it's not a giant, but it's kind of a scenario where it's like, oh, how is this gonna, like, I don't see him,
Mhm.
making it through, and it's like, oh, okay. So I feel like if it keeps having those moments, it's gonna be great.
Okay.
It looks amazing for me. I don't really care about, I don't know what you call it, CG,
CG.
or whatever.
hit or miss, but
Well, I think that's
oftentimes a
I'm
lot of
open
miss.
to it. If the story's, like I said, if the story's good, I'll finish anything. Simple as that.
Sure.
I think so far the story is very like it makes I don't want to say it makes more sense, but it's more realistic. Where because the giant's he's not a giant in this one.
Oh.
And it kind of it's been flowing more. It's like the transitions between episodes are kind of like, it's not like, I feel the original one was, one episode was about this, and the second episode we're in a completely different
Oftentimes
town.
It was
Yeah,
like
it's a
that.
different- yeah.
And then this one is more like you can see them going to the,
Like a progression from the last one to the next one, keeping the same kind of format, essentially.
Yeah.
They're in the same setting, they're just moving to a different part of that setting in the next episode, or it's continuing from the last one.
There I believe there's one episode where it ends at one part, and the next episode they're still at that one part, and then they're just
Right.
keep walking.
Huh.
So I like that, where it kind of like, and I mentioned it before, where it makes sense in this one, knives being called knives,
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
because he has knives.
Because he has knives.
Yes, he
Okay.
That makes sense. What do you think?
But yeah, it's cool. Like they changed a lot. Like in the beginning, you're kind of like, okay, they changed here and there. They added a few things, but after what's the guy's name called? The wolf guy.
Wolfguard?
I feel like
Wolfwood.
they changed him a lot. Like
Oh.
maybe it's because I'm watching it in Japanese. But so far the original is way funnier. So
Oh.
that I would say,
Well, yeah, I mean,
that I would say it is lacking.
okay.
But I'd say it looks great.
I think a lot of shows are going more serious.
No, but even Trigon, his personality is I'm a little worried about him. He might be depressed.
Oh, did
well,
they
he
really
was-
put the like the
He
seriousness?
was like the most serious character in that show.
In the original one?
Yeah.
Well, he was a
no-
goofball.
Yeah.
Well, they were
then
all,
serious,
but I'm saying he was the
goofball.
most. I mean, yes, the original Dragon's a lot more slapstick at times
Sure.
and silly for sure.
Yeah.
But watch it. I
Okay.
think if you like the original, you have to watch it.
Yeah.
And then guys, to finish off what I've been doing. Sorry it took so long. I'm still playing or watching my brother play Horizon.
The first one.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. I don't know if he's gonna play the second one, or if he's gonna go into something else. Just watching him play reminded me of how good that game is. But second time around, I feel the story's lacking a little.
Huh.
I shouldn't say story, but I guess I find myself looking at the NPCs, and it bothers me how much they move. They're like, hey.
They're like
What's
dancing in place.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just saying one word and they're moving like crazy, like if they got a
They got,
seizure or
they
something.
got their AirPods on. You just can't see it. They're dancing.
Yeah. But it kind of makes me sad that my brother's getting good at it. So he doesn't need me.
Makes you sad. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because like he would get stuck and I'll be like, hey, you need my help?
Need my help, bro?
Not anymore.
Let me show you how it's done.
Plays better than you now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, oh,
I didn't know you could do that in this game.
So now I'm like, I guess I'll keep playing Fire Emblem.
I'll just be in my corner.
Yeah, but so yeah, pretty much.
It's time to engage.
Other than that, I've been looking. I mean, just to finish up what I've been doing.
Sure.
I've been looking for Prime, Metroid Prime.
Oh, Metroid Prime.
Can't find
I
it.
thought for a second my brain went Optimus Prime.
No.
You're gonna be looking for a while, my friend.
Prime.
When you find him, let me know.
No.
No.
Are you
If
Megatron?
anything, I would be looking for Bumblebee.
Well, he's next gonna be. He's gonna. If you find him, then you find Optimus Prime. Uh-huh.
I can't find it, which makes me sad. I've been trying to buy a physical copy, and they always tell me no, we don't have it. I'm like, are you? Or they're just these people that I don't know.
They don't even bother. Just tell you.
They're like, what game is that?
Well,
like,
there's either you're gonna
What?
get one or two. I feel more often if you go, especially if you go to like a retail. It's either be someone who has no idea what you're talking about, doesn't care. It's their job, but of course they don't care because why would they?
How does someone not know what Metroid Prime is?
Because they're 20 years old and then like, what's Metroid?
God.
So there's that.
God.
And then two, and then or it's the other person who's like, it's like the 10th time someone that morning has already asked them about the stupid game they don't give a shit about. So like they're just like, oh my god, I don't care. No, please leave me alone.
oh, and then I asked them, do you have Final Fantasy Theatrhythm? What?
Yeah, no, that one's okay.
What?
That one actually makes more sense to me.
I'm like, and then he looked it up. He's like, this game doesn't even exist. I'm like, what?
It's not even real.
This is not real.
Are you looking for Final Fantasy 16? I have that. You can pre-order it. And so I pre-ordered it. So I'm like, I might as well.
Might as well.
Well, so I'm here. Don't mind if I do.
That's funny.
And since I was there, I bought Octopath Traveler 2,
Oh, there you go.
which I don't know when I'm going to play because Fire Emblem seems to...
You gotta stick to the Fire Emblem, Frank.
I got to the point where...
How far did you get in Fire Emblem real quick?
Because
Because you got to Solm, it sounds like.
I don't know what number it is, but I got Corrin for sure.
Okay.
But I think getting Corrin was the last thing I did.
Okay. So you're okay. I got you.
And then I was working on the paralogs,
Mm-hmm.
where are super hard.
I was gonna mention. I'll save that for my segment, but I was gonna mention that.
And it's just like, this is where I feel like I started to cheat. Where it's like, oh God, I feel proud of myself because I'm like, I beat this thing. And then I'm like, but should I feel proud? It's like when Kevin Durant went to the Warriors. It's like, you won it,
Yeah.
At what
I mean,
cost?
but
But
you
at what
kind of
cost?
cheated. That's how I feel.
Not the thing I thought I was gonna say, but actually makes more sense than I thought it would. Nice.
So where was it? Yeah, I'm there.
You're there, okay.
I did the bailiff, and then I lost, and I did Ike, and then I lost,
Okay, their missions.
and then I kind of, because I had the DLC, but I had no idea that I had to go certain spot.
Okay, yeah, I haven't touched the DLC yet. I'm waiting for that to be all out, and then I'll do that on my second playthrough.
I'm doing that, and oh my God, I spent like 2 hours on one level
Dang.
and lost.
Oh, but you're also playing on the hard mode. Are you playing hard or maddening?
Maddening.
Okay, then that'll do it.
So I went through it again, and then I had to, cause I'm my main character is very strong, and then everyone else is meh.
Yeah.
Except for the Yunaka and Zelko.
Mm-hmm.
Once they die, it's pretty much
It's game over.
it's
Yeah.
screwed.
We're all down. Oh shit! You knock us down. We're done. We're
But
done, guys.
I felt pretty good because I was destroying
Wrap it
every.
up.
I was destroying
We'll get
everybody.
it next time. We're done.
And this one level has like an infinite monster spawn, and I didn't realize it until
Oh, I hate when that
2 hours
happens.
in. Because I was like, let's just move on until it's safe, guys.
Right? Yeah. My brain's usually that way.
It was never safe.
Yeah. It's just no. It's like hit and run. Keep going. Keep
Second
going.
time through, I just push through, and I had to. I don't know if it's gonna be spoilers for you. Not the story, but pretty much the only way I beat it is because I went into this tiny hallway, and it was just all right, 1-on-1. It was like
Just block them off.
100 battles in a row.
So you funneled them.
Yeah.
That is what you do, man.
That's what I.
That is smart.
That's a strategy for sure.
That
in
is
those
a
kind of
smart
games,
strategy.
especially
I
Fire
should have
Emblem.
taken a picture, but there was like literally 30 units lined up to fight me.
one at a time.
That's hilarious.
The only reason I beat it was because the boss, I guess she said, "Screw it, I'm gonna go after you," and everybody
they come
parted
chasing
ways
you.
and
Yeah.
let her through.
And then, hey, how's it going? Stab.
And I'm like, okay, I guess you want me to
all
win.
right, all right.
But otherwise, I don't know. I don't think I would have won.
Yeah, that is funny. I noticed that sometimes the bosses just get up and be like, all right, I'll do it myself. And it's like, all right, make my life easier. Thanks.
They
That's
even
pretty
say
solid.
that. It's like, it's my turn now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, if there wasn't for that one hallway, I don't think I would have won. But yeah, it's cool. I don't know, because I didn't look into how many characters come out.
Mm.
So I got Edelgard, who is
Oh.
3 characters. I didn't know. I thought they were gonna be separate.
Oh, they all one thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You didn't know
guess
that?
I didn't know that because
Oh.
I've never played it. I haven't looked it up.
And then Tiki,
Oh.
she's super strong. Like I just beat that level. Tiki. But then she mentioned, oh yeah, my buddies are here. I'm like, buddies? How big is this DLC? And then like 5 different levels spawn.
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not done.
There you
Not
go.
done.
Sounds like a long game.
Yeah, I'm
Took me
Oh.
100 hours to beat it, but I put it on a normal
how many chapters is it?
Only 100 hours.
only.
that's playing it once.
26?
See, I'm like on half of that.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're probably like at 18, 19.
No, I'm like either 13 or probably 11.
Oh, it's even that? Oh, I thought
Yeah.
Yeah, I must remember it.
And I'm easily over 55 hours. The last time I checked, I was 55 hours.
Well, especially when once again, you're playing on Madden.
And especially in sometimes I just turn it on. And
I like how this is a big caveat. Frank plays in the hardest mode ever.
Because I get there, but I always work my way up. Just because to me, it's more something to look forward to. Like, oh, I'm going to play it again, but this time it's going to be on the harder difficulty.
Yeah.
So to me, it's a little bit more of that reason. But obviously, if you're just going to play it one time through, then I guess go for it.
there's been multiple times where there's been like a huge battle and then one mistake.
That's it.
That's Fire
That's a
Emblem.
wrap.
It's not even one mistake.
Damn.
It's one thing where you realize that you screwed up.
Yeah.
Not just
It just
Like,
takes
a
one
couple
bad,
before, like a couple
one
moves
decision.
before, and then it's just like, oh, I'm not going to be able to.
no, it's because the game is forgiving,
Mm.
where it lets you turn back time. I think infinite amount of times.
In normal, it does. I was going to ask you, does in Madden limit that?
I think I remember say 10,
Okay.
but when I do it, I don't see where the number is. So maybe it's just like, I'll keep you guessing how many times.
You're
But-
a loud sucker.
But I only use it like 5 times but there's times like, oh no, I screwed up from the first
Multiple, yeah.
move. The first move,
Yeah.
which was 2 hours ago. I have to start over.
Yeah, I've not lucky for me, not 2 hours, but there's one or two times I went, I got to do this all over again. I fucked up altogether.
Yeah, it's just like,
I'm having fun.
But then I'm used to that because I
everybody.
remember original Fire Emblem, and it was literally, you got to redo the map, fucker. I was like, all right, I guess I'll redo the map.
Stop.
There was no time travel back then.
Stop.
No
That's not
casual
a
mode.
start.
If you want everyone to survive, you redid, or you said, well, I guess he's dead. Moving on.
Power on.
Are
power
we
off.
are we turning them off from playing it?
You don't have to play on Maddening, and there's casual mode where they don't die. Everyone survives. No worries. And infinity time travel on normal mode, at least. It's a good game, I swear.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I do put it on just for the music sometimes. So it might be like, 50 hours.
I get you. There are so many games where the music really matters.
Yeah.
Like
Like-
I remember playing Deus Ex Human Revolution. God, that entire soundtrack, like it made me buy the game.
Mhm. Yeah. I can't think of a game right now, but most games I play just for the music.
The music. They can be great. That's for sure.
What other? Yeah, so that's what I did.
That's your week? All
That's
right.
what I,
Frank.
sorry to take so long.
No,
but-
it's that's you're good, Frank. All right, let's move along here. Frank, I would just had Frank.
Frank.
I'll go again.
All right, Frank.
All right,
on
Frank, tell me your
again.
week, Frank. How was your week? Have you played this thing called Fire Emblem?
Yes.
No. Let's move on. Let's ask someone a new, fresh face. Let me ask you, Paul, what you been watching? What you been playing?
What have I been doing?
What you been
have
up to?
Playing? Oh man. Oh, you'll be, I guess, proud of me.
That's impossible.
You'll be proud of me. God damn it. All right. I started playing Skyward Sword. This is the first Zelda game I've ever played in my life.
Oh,
And that was
I-
Paul. All right. Bye, Paul. Have a great
Yeah.
time on the next podcast, John. It won't be this one.
I am
Hey.
proud of you. I am proud of
Thank
you.
And you can
Frank.
leave too with them. Take Frank with you, Paul.
I love that game.
I don't know why people don't like this game.
Oh, I got.
I can tell you all the reasons why, but we're not doing this again because we
What
already
are
had
you
this
talking
conversation.
about?
I think on
The
episode
controls
1.
are fine. I handle them like with grace,
Yeah, you know what?
perfection.
That's not even. Well, the controls. The controls. It's a problem, but it's not my biggest problem. Not even close to my biggest problem.
Is it just the 3 areas that you go to back and forth, back and forth?
Forever.
Pretty much, and there's
I don't
nothing to do
care.
in all of them.
I don't even
infinity.
care. It's fun.
Going in a circle is fun, Paul.
Hell yeah.
You must love NASCAR then.
Damn, love it.
Just left turns all the time, baby.
I don't know what people have against this game. You know,
Taste buds, time, appreciation, good values.
nah. I think a lot of fans are just butthurt. They have other games they can play, other Zelda games they can go
that
back
are way
to.
better too.
I
yeah,
mean,
why would you play
whatever.
Skyward Sword when you
You
can
got
play every
good
other Zelda?
music. You got fun characters. What's
I feel like
butthurt about?
the criticism
If only there was
that,
good adventure in an adventure game.
that I'm hearing from.
But instead of that, it's great. It's great. Who needs adventure?
did you ever?
Fun to me.
Do you remember what people were saying when Final Fantasy 13 came out?
It sucks.
Yeah, it's too linear, and you know, I feel like a game that people had amazing reviews for was the exact same thing. 10, even more linear. So
Final Fantasy X.
yeah.
Okay, want to make sure.
Oh, well, my bad. I thought.
Shorthand, Frank Shorthand.
Yeah. Whoops. Anyways, the stuff that Ray was saying, going in circles. Ocarina of Time, you go in circles. Don't tell me you don't.
But
You
there's,
do.
but there's something new that
Yeah, it
unlocks
doesn't-
in that area.
Don't these games
It's
always
not
go in
just the
circles?
same.
I'm just saying.
I mean, yes, they but there's something
Huh.
new they unlock to explore, to check out, to adventure with.
How far are you?
I'm at the point where I need to find the Thunder Dragon.
Okay.
Okay, so you're pretty far.
That was
Yeah.
pretty late, right?
So
Yeah, it's pretty late. Yeah.
Not you.
you Hakusho.
You said that
You
you
Hakusho.
unlock new things. Well, in
You
this one,
do.
you unlock new things. You go back to the same
do.
area, but
the same gameplay like every other Zelda game.
if anything, it's more
Okay.
realistic. It's like
All right, fellas.
It's like when you go to the stupid forest in the Ocarina of Time where I always get lost, and then I hate, that maze where it's the same forest, different dungeon when you grow up.
Look. My wife loves Zelda games, all right, and she finally got me to play one, and I'm having a good time. I can't
That's
lie.
the one she picked for you.
It's the one that was on the Switch.
Is your marriage okay?
Like I said, and like Frank and I said, it's the same game. Okay, it's just another good Zelda game. There's like a bunch
an
of Zelda
okay
games.
Zelda game.
Oh,
Well, the story.
Come on.
The story is probably what saves that game. To be honest.
It's the best part of it.
Yeah, it's like that's the reason why you play the game.
that's the reason why you play other Zelda games.
Well,
Right?
I mean,
Well, Breath of the Wild doesn't really have a.
That was gonna
Yeah, it
say
really doesn't
no
really,
one,
yeah.
no one
No,
plays
no,
that
no,
for that.
I've heard it doesn't really.
It does not.
you
at all.
play for the story.
You play it for the adventure.
I mean, some people like open world games. Hey, just be proud of me that I'm jumping into Zelda now.
Are you playing?
I mean, I don't even. Really, I'm not even like the biggest Zelda person. So
Oh, you're not?
you should ask Miles. He's the
Hey,
bigger
Miles,
Zelda.
you
There you
be
go.
proud of me.
If you're looking for a proud, get it from him, not me.
Yeah.
No, that's what
Yeah.
I've been doing.
Yeah.
I've been going back playing like kind of my backlog of games on Steam and crap, but like here and there. The wife and I've been watching a lot of like Spy Family,
Spy Family, very
Ooh.
popular Spy Family.
My Hero Academia, the basics, Demon Hunter and all that crap, Demon Slayer. I mean, but
Demon Hunter, that's another show.
Demon Hunter. No, we've not been watching Demon Hunter, but I don't know. It's been pretty good. A lot of good anime so far. I mean, I would love a season 2 of Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man.
Oh man, that was really good.
You're gonna hate me later on.
It's not happening, is it?
Well, there's that, and for other reasons you'll hate me.
Yeah, you want to wait to the end.
Are you serious?
I don't like anything.
No, you don't. You don't like anything.
No, I don't.
Oh yeah, Ray.
What do you
I
like?
Ray's looking like straight in the face. Is like, no.
So is that it for you, Paul? That's it.
Yeah, man, just work and
Work.
and
You just
and
drained them.
I guess
Skyward
so.
Sword, man. That's it. That's it.
All right, all right then, Paul. We'll move along. And Miles, it's up to you, Miles. What
All
have you
right.
been watching and playing?
Let's see. I guess the one I tackled because when you guys would keep talking about Fire Emblem every 5 minutes. I broke down. I guess I opened the cartridge. I broke down and actually played Fire Emblem Awakening.
I was gonna say, I'm so proud of you.
I
See, that's-
I see.
See, he
don't-
deserves it, Paul.
See,
he
Paul,
worked
look at
for
it.
it.
Look at his eyes right now. Do you think this actually will cry if I split it right now? I don't
Why
believe
can't you be more like Miles, Paul?
I just want to know how far you are.
Well, see, funny happened to me over there. Because I lost my save twice. So, Saturday.
Ooh,
Because
that's bad.
That's always fun.
I was trying to play through enhanced methods and
We don't. Miyamoto, no! I'm sorry!
so I was trying to play because it's like I could play it better on this little handheld device. But so I lost my save twice. But so we started. But so far, the last time I checked, I think I was on chapter 7. I guess Marf revealed himself to the world.
Oh my god, that sounds so R-rated.
He revealed himself.
I don't know, but I guess it's like really
Tell
not.
me more.
So
What website was that again?
Is it like Yunaka's feet?
Get with the fit. I get. Actually, it's funny. I do realize whatever because I never when that game came out.
Don't like them feet.
I always talk about the feet and stuff like that. It's like I don't see really the issue with it, right? Because they're all the chibi fight characters. So I guess I don't know why.
It's fine, but it's very silly looking and jarring.
And well, also because it was easier for me to play just with the pixelated,
By the way, I don't think Miles didn't elaborate. You can't. None of the character models, for whatever reason, their feet sink to the floor, and so they don't. You literally cannot see their feet.
Oh, I never noticed that.
You mean like the player model?
Yeah, the game character models during the cutscenes, everyone is like they're
sinking down.
Yeah, they're
into
like 6 inches.
the
Like
floor.
they're all in quicksand everywhere they go.
I love
They're
it.
basically in quicksand,
Love it.
and it's just. I think I remember looking up, and someone made it was like an error or a bug, or I think if they didn't do that, somehow the game would just kept crashing,
You
and
just
so it's
couldn't see
like
their feet.
we just hide their feet, just raise up the game's floor, and then boom, it's fixed in the cutscenes.
Sounds kind of like Fallout 3 where the tram is literally a character. It's an NPC that they have running.
Sounds familiar. It's been a long time.
It's just a person
Makes sense.
that's moving with a head
Oh,
that's a tram.
Yeah, I do
Its
remember
head
this
is replaced
now.
with a tram.
Yeah,
It just runs in a set path.
somehow it makes sense. Programming, you gotta love it.
That shit's hilarious.
So meanwhile, so it's kind of funny actually because I had to play the game basically 3 times. I finally got a handle of things finally.
Finally learn you can actually pick your units in every battle.
Yeah, Ray showed me that part. I thought every map. Okay, in hindsight, I thought every map here are these characters you get. No, your bow and arrow, your sword, things like that. Here's the characters. Okay, this is how you start the map off. And then Ray showed me, you could change your units, right? Because I think it was on a map, and it was like a mountaintop. I was like, I had to get up to the village, and I was supposed to take Chrome all the way up to the village. But I have no. What are you talking about? I have no aerial things. We're not. And Ray looked at the map, like, well, of course, she's right here. What do you mean she's right here? And you deselect one, and you put her on, and she's in the map. And it's like, and I kind of I stood there for like 5 seconds, looking like, huh. I thought it was like predetermined, here's the units. Deal with it's like other
It's a strategy game.
Well,
Turns out you need to make
strategy.
strategy moves in a strategy game.
You know what? The same thing happened to me in the Final Fantasy Tactics.
Oh my goodness.
We almost beat we got so far with just like the squires. And me and my brother were like, this is the hardest game ever. Until we figured out, oh, you can add more characters? What the heck?
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah. So well, they do a good well of trying to, as Ray would put it, baby you into the game. I play them casual, of course.
Casual what? Normal?
Normal casual, I guess.
Oh.
Of course, you don't lose all, because I would lose a lot of people at this point if I was playing normal mode, I guess.
You mean classic?
Or classic mode, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Because I for some reason, like with the Pegasus Knight, I'll try and make, because obviously she's affected by the arrows, right, or bows.
Yeah.
So I try and move her, make sure it doesn't get hit by the bow and arrows, and then get hit by a sword instead. So I don't know. I guess my problem with the game is there is like ways to buy, I guess, because just like Breath of the Wild, that's what reminds me of, you have to buy items have uses. So after a certain amount, of course, you can't use a bow anymore. You have to buy another bow.
Oh.
But I don't know a good way to get money in that game, or how to get money in that game.
You're poor.
Because they start off with 5,000 gold, and it's cool. But this guy needs a bow. Obviously, there are base bronze, iron.
Just invest in stocks, bro.
Yeah.
Buy Sony.
Buy some crypto, and it'll be fine.
Yeah, buy some Sony stock.
Chrome, if only we
Frank's got
invested
the
in
right idea.
NFTs,
Yeah.
Come on.
we could win this war.
Go to the subway station, and steal
You
from
know,
a guy that doesn't
and
know where
it-
to go.
and it-
Yeah, it's all there. It is.
and it's funny because also like I guess if you watch the cutscene or watch like the opening video, it shows you all the units and what they are. Like oh, the archer does this, weaks to this and that. Like because the game itself doesn't tell you like, oh, I could hit this because I'm an archer, things like that. It kind of like it's it. Wait, no, it does. Okay, let me phrase that. They do tell you like his like ranges, things like that, right? But like it's weak against like horse units, right? Because like there's like little icons that weak, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like doesn't tell you in the game like that don't like be careful of this, right? It's kind of like I had to learn during the game like, oh, he's like the Pegasus Knight's weak to bow and arrows because there's a little icon is like it says like
You're saying it doesn't tell you, but then you're explaining the game tells you, so that's why I'm confused.
yeah, but it doesn't tell you like during the tutorial ish part, like there's only like 23 steps in that tutorial, and then
only that's why you're like, this game doesn't tell me anything, and despite after the tutorials and all the hand holding, I still don't understand it.
I don't get it.
I don't understand.
well, but like
I know what you're saying. It doesn't.
do you? Because I know.
Yes.
Please help
Because
me, Frank.
if you look at all the stats and when you're selecting stuff, it tells you what's what. Like this is weak to this, or you're gonna get hit a shitload if this happens. But it doesn't go like hey, I know this is the first time we have a Pegasus. By the way, these guys are weak to
Oh,
both.
so it just says it once, and then further on down.
No, it doesn't do it.
What
At all?
at all?
yeah,
No.
'cause that's the thing because like I
mean, you'll learn after you get hit the first time.
well, yeah.
What is
Yeah.
it? Just text? Is it just text and you get
Well,
through it and that's it?
it has a little icon like like has a little horsey or has like
A little horsey.
or no, because icon. Yeah, I think you click on it. 'Cause-
Look out for the balls.
and it tells you like what it's weak against, but a game itself you like
Like if
Like,
you're not
or-
paying attention, you won't notice it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
but I think what Miles is saying, it like there's some games where you kind of force tutorial into knowing these things,
Mm.
and in this game, it just either assumes you know,
Oh,
or you're gonna learn when you get hit, or if you pay good attention, you're gonna know.
so it kind of just throws you in.
yeah
Oh,
like
I
because
feel like it. I mean, I haven't played in a long time, but I
Yeah,
feel like
but-
it tells you this. But okay, I'll trust you.
well because like I like the first time I played like a map like I was playing the chapter 3 map where like, you're in the castle and you have to like there are enemies on top and enemies in the bottom. It's like obviously you need door keys to unlock the top. But I wouldn't know that until I defeat an enemy. Oh look, I got a door key, and I can use that now to unlock to go to the top of the I guess the castle. I'm not asking for a handhold or things like that. Right?
Sounds like you are. That's why I'm extra confused.
Well, but like just like a quick thing. Then this is mechanic, right? You want to explain the mechanics so that way you know it, so that way you're not struggling trying to figure it out. Like
I mean, there's a door with a giant lock, and there's a key. You need the game to tell you to use that key to get the door.
Just break it. You just break it.
Well, you can actually
Right.
do that in Engage, which is funny now.
Yeah, I think you know what level.
Yeah.
But I guess to me is that I guess I'm trying to learn about the partner. No, we call
Support system?
yeah, the support system. I'm still kind of a little confused on it because the support system.
I've explained it like 3 times. Are you still confused?
Well, because the thing is like I get all like obviously you want to get support, right? So you need to these two characters connect to or talk to each other by being near the map.
During the fights, yes.
Yeah, but there's no there should be like a meter or something that say like how when do I get like the next level or something.
You just hit the button and see support.
I think he's saying he wants to see how long
So
until.
you really want this game to hold you by the hand.
Well,
The more you
well-
feel like you really want this game to tell you every little thing.
Well, I mean, like the way you explained to me is that it's supposed to be like babies first.
I said it was easier. I didn't say it explains everything to you. I said it's easier to defeat versus the other modes because casual mode exists.
Yeah, because I feel like
I didn't say this is a great game for like hand holding. No.
No, not handle it, but I guess I just want to make sure things so that way I know how units work and things like that. Because I know like
Well, I'll tell you this right now. Most of them don't because the first game came out here. It was like number 6 in the franchise.
yeah,
So
but
they
it's like,
assume
I
you know
never,
everything
like,
about Fire Emblem.
like Advanced Wars. They kind of do. They tell you like.
I mean, yes and no. I would argue probably less than that one since I played that more recently. But sure.
I think I finally got the handle on the, I guess, weapon prowess or efficiency because I think the higher tier you get, the better weapons you can hold.
That's true.
Yeah.
But then you also sell those weapons, I guess.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Would you just sell everything?
That's how you make the money, man.
Well,
You
make
sell.
like type A items, right? I can't really use them right now.
No.
Are you playing on the 3DS or?
Yeah, the 3DS
Oh,
technically.
okay.
No. Technically, you're not playing on the 3DS. That's how technically means something.
Well,
Not just whatever you feel like you want it to be.
I mean, it's running through.
Yeah.
I get the menu. It looks like a 3DS.
What I was gonna say is, I think the hard thing about that game is that for a while, there are no random battles.
No.
If I remember.
Yeah,
But
the last mission I did, I got I guess like the same map again, but with harder enemies, I guess. And I guess that's how I got my first bullion or gold
Money.
or whatnot. Yeah, I guess that's how you.
Well, that's how you get money. Well, that's every video game. Do the side quest to get extra points and money.
this game is very it's gonna make you decide what to use, who to use, and
Why to use?
No. For example, because he's saying he has no money. Well, it's on purpose. It's because you're gonna have to decide.
You have to master these characters before you worry about all these other things. I would argue for one.
Yeah.
Like, you're not.
It's not the characters. It's the fact that my weapons run out. I run out of uses. So, like I'm running my bow guy. He's out of the iron bow.
Well, then use someone else.
I don't have any other bow guys.
No, well, it doesn't have to be a bow guy. Use a sword guy.
But because I do survey the map, right? The map, like if I have because you always talk about the triangle strategy.
Are we going to go through every mechanic in this game? By the way,
No,
Let's do
Seems
it
like we
right
are.
now. All right. We
in
got
chapter
this.
1, you introduce Robin. He's on amnesia, and the sister, I think Lisa, Chrome walks in with their faithful guard.
Oh, we're really doing it.
It seems like we might as well. We're halfway
we're really
there.
doing it.
all right. My bad. So that's what I've been doing this week.
Basically, getting your ass kicked in Awakening
Yeah, pretty much.
and losing your data on top of it.
Twice?
3 times.
3.
But at least now you learn how to play the game, I hope.
Yeah.
All right, that's a positive then. There you go.
Uh-huh.
Some people learn. Some people learn the
I
hard way.
I'll admit, when I do the same map again, I gain faster doing that map.
There you go. Practice makes
So-
perfect.
Small side question: does it matter if I take a long time to do the map, or is that important?
No, it's not Advance Wars.
Okay.
Time is not an issue.
Okay. We're good.
There's no overall ranking at the end. Nope.
Okay.
Sometimes.
S. Get it.
I mean,
it matters for other things, but not for like a high score points.
Okay, so yes, it doesn't matter, but I don't remember if it was in this game, but sometimes there's like these thieves that are running to a chest.
Yes.
If you don't do it fast enough, you won't
You
get
lose out on items
But
and money.
It'll clearly say like, "Hey, this person's going."
Yeah,
for-"
there literally goes like, I'm a thief. I want to rob this chest, and then I'm going to get away with it. And the game will tell you, hey, this guy's going to rob you and get away with it. So
Hey,
you better
I
kill
think
him.
you should stop this guy.
You
'cause
should
he's gonna
maybe
rob you.
stop this guy. Yeah, exactly.
Or if there's like a paralogue
Yeah.
and there's a character that talks, go to that character before they die.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I learned the hard way. I think I almost got. I think I killed a thief by accident.
By accident.
You killed. Wait, you mean a person to recruit for your team?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
'Cause
if you just kill a random thief, like, well, yeah, you're supposed to
Well,
kill the
because
thieves.
you hear like the sad music, right? Like with someone like.
Yes, you hear this. And well, let's put Miles' hint for Fire Emblem. If there's a character who has a unique artwork and has a name written on the dial, they're probably an important character who will probably join your team and not just a random NPC.
Nah, just kill him.
Nah, just kill them. They all look the same to me. They all gotta die.
They're red. They're dead.
There you go.
They dead.
Look at the feet and then decide.
Look at the feet.
That's how you can tell the good guys and the bad guys. He's got feet. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him.
All right.
How do you even see the feet?
Or the no foot clan
It's
over
like-
here.
All right. We better go now.
Say it again, like the no foot clan, like the turtle, because they're called.
Just the
Alright.
idea that you set up a party and like, hey, before they join, you're like, hey, let me see them feet.
Let me see their feet.
Yo,
take off them boots.
take them cloppers off and let me see them feet.
Yeah. You're
All right,
in.
you join the team.
You're
you
in.
win. You're in.
You better have
in
5
here.
toes.
Might want to hide those from the future. All right. Now that we got our foot fetishes out of the way this week, I guess now I will talk about my week, and I'll try to be quick since apparently we're running longer than I thought, but oh well, so be it.
So be it.
So, Fire Emblem Engage. I beat it. I enjoyed it. And I will say, especially after hearing Miles suffer, but I would say, I don't even know. I want to say this would be a better experience, but I don't know. Apparently, I have to hold Miles' hand when it comes to Fire Emblem, because I do think Engage is probably an easier game and really bashes you over the head. Hey, stupid, you should do this. So this, I would argue, maybe Engage might be a better game for new players to get into. So there's that, and probably it's a lot easier to play it, especially now that they're killing the 3DS on the eShop. I think, is it this month?
Oh yeah, I guess the clock is ticking on that.
Yeah, so anyone, there's a free reminder, if you want to get anything on your 3DS or Wii U, better do it soon, assuming you have your Nintendo account linked to add in funds to buy games. So there's that. But back to Engage, beat it. My biggest complaint I'd argue about the whole game is just, as Frank mentioned earlier, is the balance of difficulty is kind of stupid, because the main story stuff is like super easy, but then the side quests are like twice as hard for some reason. Despite, it's not like I, as an experienced Fire Emblem, I had no problem with it, but I thought of it as a person who's getting into it. It's like, oh, you can just snooze through them, but then when it comes to the side mission, like you have to bring out the good team or it's going to be a tougher fight. So it's just, I found it so weird.
The A-team?
Yeah, weird.
About to say that, yeah.
Yeah,
The
bring out the
A-team.
A-team. I love it when a plan comes together. That's you. So that's, I just found that balancing so confusing and weird. So there's that. Like I said, some of the characters I thought were like, there's just too many characters in general, I feel like, and some of them weren't as interesting. But in my second playthrough, all the ones I didn't hang out with, I'll hang out with. The other positive thing I will say that I think is the best highlight of all these new Fire Emblem games is for those who are looking for your same-sex representation. They actually do a much better job of that in this game, because I did play with all the different what-if scenarios with the romance peoples that I S-ranked or A-ranked to get to S-rank, I guess. And there actually is like a lot of more story things are actually like, because in the other games they're kind of like, oh, all right, buddy, we'll be friends forever. But like, that's about it. There's like no like real romantic vibes at all when it comes to the same-sex stuff. But in this game, there's a lot more like, oh, for sure, like, oh, forever. Like, it's a lot more romantic, and sounds like, oh, for reals, these two are a thing now. So it's like, hey, that's cool that Nintendo's leaning towards that. So it was nice to see that it checks all the boxes for everyone out there. So
there's pretty sweet like romance options and endings and such.
Yeah, for all genders and no matter what.
Like at the end, you can like get together and like get a house together, and then you're like stuck doing chores.
You get your baby in Awakening.
And you kind of just get into an argument, but you kind of say sorry about it.
Is that what you meant, Ray, by the future? Oh,
future.
You just spoiled
how realistic.
I told when you acted like surprised. I've talked about the future kids. You talked about me talking about the future kids in the podcast.
But now he's into it. Now he's locked in.
Now he's locked in. Okay. All right.
All I want to know about are the feet. All right.
They're great. Fantastic.
Well, one thing I'll say about the balancing is I think we're meant to play the story and skip because they come out, but I don't think we're meant to do them yet. That's how I feel.
That's what it seems, but it seems, because to me it just feels like it slows down the narrative, because you have to like it just seems weird. I mean, I get it because it allows you to upgrade your stuff, and I guess I would argue I feel like it makes more sense if you're doing like one of the harder difficulties. But on the normal setting that I played as, it seemed very weird, and like the pacing seemed bad, and like there wasn't much of a justification to like, oh, I'm out of money. Oh no, I'm out of this. I better go do the side quest. It just felt like I want to do the side quest because like, oh, I want to unlock Lucina to her full potential, or Ike to the full potential, and little things like that. So I guess I needed like a little bit more motivation to do the side quests. While in this game, it seemed like the balance was more off. But I wonder in the harder modes it makes more sense. But like I said, it's a small complaint, but it is something I noticed that it was like, it felt very weird. And it just, like I said, seeing the CPU is just like, oh shit, we're trying now to kill someone today. on the side missions.
It is funny because like, no, really? Well,
yeah, because then like they'll focus and attack your weakest character. Like they'll all gain up on the little monk kid or whoever. Just beat him up. Like, shit, goddamn.
Yeah,
that's rough.
I like that because sometimes I'm like, I know they're gonna go after this guy. I bet it's the chain guard.
Right? Yeah, and that's like the good thing, bad thing about that. And it's like, and then the problem is, it's like at first it was hard to predict because it's like, wait, on the side quest they're beating the shit out of this kid, so I protect him on the story mission. But like they went for they swung and missed. They attacked someone else altogether. It's like, what the fuck?
You know what I've noticed?
Got stupid mode on.
That change between this one and Three Houses. In Three Houses, when you select a square, it would show you the arrows that are like of the bad guys. They're like, oh, they can and will attack this character.
Person, yeah.
And then if they so it would kind of show you the plan of the
CPU,
the enemy. So like 2 are attacking this guy, and then these other ones are going after the other ones. In this one, if you select the square, it just says, okay, all of these bad guys can reach you.
Right.
And then so in the beginning, because I was
that's it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then so me thinking it's the same as Three Houses, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna send my tank here.
Right.
And then they go for the healer.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, we can reach you, but doesn't mean we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
got
oh,
you.
crap.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's a good point to bring up, Frank. That it's not Three Houses. They tell you more, and this one they tell you less. But overall, I think it's a good game. They adjust, like I said, the swear that's my last complaint. The ending boss. Well, there's 2 complaints, but I can't talk about it because of Frank.
No, don't
I
do
said
it.
I won't do it. But the other things, just story wise, without spoilers, I just find it funny. The final boss, they had to.
Better not say it.
Okay, I won't say it. I will say the ending. They
Was
tried.
unsatisfying.
It was not satisfying because they tried to tell too much story at the last second. It's just like it's too late for this. No one cares. So that's the best I'll say without getting into
So
details.
Promise Neverland season 2 type of thing.
Not that bad. Not that bad.
All right.
Two things that you said. Too many characters. I kind of heard, but maybe I'm wrong.
Mhm.
That you can just play it again and you kind of carry over stuff. So in that respect, I don't mind if there's too many characters. But if that's wrong, then if it's like Three Houses where you kind of start flat, like
Mhm.
start over, that's gonna suck. But if it's like Triangle Strategy where everything carries over, and with the scenes, you kind of spoiled it, because it only shows A, B, and C.
I mean, well, come on, Frank.
I didn't know
Come
that.
on. There's always an S tier rank.
I was thinking there was gonna be no babies and no marriages,
There's always babies and marriages. That's how it works.
Baby just
and well, anyway, I mean it's not a big spoiler, but it's like, oh, I could have been working on a waifu or something.
You still got time.
you always got to be working on a wife.
I'm C
You
rank.
haven't yet. Is my first question.
I'm C rank on everybody. I'm like, hey, I haven't talked to you. Let's go.
Hey, if it helps,
Wait, really? You only have C rank on everyone?
Yeah, I think I got my first B rank.
Baseline.
If it
Just
helps,
completely
if it
average.
helps, I
It's just
got-
acquaintances. Why, hello, yes.
I only
How are you
got- I only
doing,
got
sir?
like
It's a
C,
lovely
like-
day, isn't it?
That's it.
You killed that man Ed on the battlefield yesterday.
Excellent.
Excellent, Bloods.
Good show.
You were saying, Miles?
Walk away.
I only have like 2 guys with
Tip the hat.
All right.
I have 2 guys with C rank, and that's it.
All right, then. Let's see here. What else do I want to talk about? I guess I wasn't going to talk about, but I guess since I mentioned it earlier, I guess I have to now. So I finally saw the Chainsaw Mans, see what that's all about.
Oh, here we go.
And have you seen this, Frank, or no? No. Okay. So I won't get into any spoilers or anything. I will say this. I want to like Chainsaw Man. There are parts of it I like a lot. But the problem is, and I feel like all new shonen have this problem, is they all have like just shitty intros. And I feel like Chainsaw Man has a kind of shitty intro where it...
What?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Come on, dog.
Mm-mm. It's all over the place. It needs some editing, needs some assistance. So there's that. And I'm a super story narrative English major graduate, so of course I'm going to be picking on that shit. But I'll talk about something that I feel like I think is just something a little bit more objective that people can at least somewhat agree on. The animation of the show should be a lot better than what it is. They rely too much on CG, and the CG that brings is just like fine. It's nothing for Studio Mappa, who has put out great shows, including things that's done with CG. I found it very meh when it comes to that aspect of the show.
Wow.
So yeah, it's
I like it.
most people do. And once again, most people, yeah, they like it, and blah, blah, blah. And I get it. The hype train, everyone's going to board the hype train. It's a great train. I'm sure it's great. But it's just one of those, I waited. I never read the manga. I sat down and watched it. And I went, this is a good world. There's a couple good characters. I look forward to season 2, but I don't understand the hype yet again. But I guess I'm just getting an old man, and I don't understand these kids and their lingo.
On his box.
So I like it. I like it. I wish I loved it. I guess that's the problem, because their starts I really like about it. And the problem is like it makes me think of other anime that are like does what the show's doing but does it better. And it's just like saddened to see like because it's like this is the popular thing that's like kind of representing that genre of anime. And I feel like there's other ones that are similar and are better but don't get the love that as much people love the Chainsaw Man. So I guess that's the also part that kind of annoys me. But hey, I talk about Yu Hakusho, and my people don't talk about Yu Hakusho enough, but everyone talks about Hunter x Hunter. So I'm that guy. Hello.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you Gran Torino because
Yeah, you kind of crouching.
get off my lawn.
Pretty much.
But hey, that's fine.
Is
I
it a
mean,
scary anime? I haven't.
It's not scary.
It's
man.
not scary at all.
I mean,
The
what
name
happened?
I would call it barely gory on top of it.
The name
Despite
scares me.
It's pretty gory.
it's
It's pretty gory. The first episode is
they're zombies. Is that really
that's
gory?
gore, my guy. Wait,
It's like
what
killing-
is gore to you?
I would argue like
Basically.
fucking High School of the Dead is gory.
I mean, whatever.
Like I said, I like the show. I would probably give it like a 3 out of 5, but it's just once again the hype I don't understand, and I wish it really went more all in on the dark humor. So.
Yeah, that's it. Because like the moment like when Denji fights the one of the demons and he just kind of goes nuts. He seemed like
that was that was one of the highlights.
That was the highlight moment because like he's like I don't care. I'm just, this is for my dream, whatever. And like, but no, you seem like he's just like going like his eyes fall in a socket. But it's like he's just going nuts anyway, even though he can't really use his chainsaws. That's the moment you're like, oh, this is what this show's supposed to be, just a guy like,
going nuts.
Going nuts and just like, and that's the point. But every time we get one of those moments, we get more moments of him just like they're not doing anything crazy enough, They kind of
I see.
I want the over the top anime-ness.
Yeah, because like I feel that's what the show's is best when he's kind of just going nuts.
Berserk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just want more of that.
Yeah, because I feel like that's his character. That's his stick. That's what makes him different than all the other shonen protagonists me and Ray seen so far. Is that he he just doesn't care. He has one simple goal.
Very simple.
But that's a goal, and that's all he cared about is that goal. But he literally just anything and everything
for it. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what makes it unique than other shonen protagonists, modern day shonen protagonists we've seen so far. Like Ray says, the show does feel like it, they were saving money for Attack on Titan, Part 3, whatever. I feel like,
God.
I feel like it, for all the hype has been gained, like, we're going to do different endings, we're going to do this, all the hype they built over the show.
And that opening, I don't know about that opening.
Well, I understand.
I get it, but like, I also don't get it.
Are we still talking about Chainsaw Man?
Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, what don't you like about it?
It's just movie references.
Yeah, it's movie references.
What the fuck is that doing in an anime opening?
Who cares?
Who cares? People want a good anime opening. That's why. That's who cares.
Well, I feel like the shows, the more creative the shows are its endings, because the endings they go out more like this is what I expect the show to be more.
Those are good.
No, each ending is amazing. It's
I'm not sure
different.
each ending's amazing.
Each one is. Man,
Boy, you just love everything, don't you, Paul?
Hey, I'm open. I just have an open mind
There
to
you
a lot
go.
of different things.
Well, it's like certain ones that you can see. So like because each ending's supposed to be based on what the episode's about, right?
Exactly.
I think that's what the show like is more creative when it does all the endings. But I wish there was more of that energy, that kind of energy in the actual show.
I see.
Yeah, but like
good.
Ray says, I still think it's of all the ones we've seen so far, it's probably like the one that has the most potential
Going forward.
Going forward. I feel that's it. I'm before that season 2, then probably Jujutsu Kaisen season 2, which is later on this year. We'll see how that goes. That one's still on the fence. I think for Ray and for myself, kind of in a way.
Yeah, I think I started that and then I kind of stopped at a point.
I thought you were gonna praise Jujutsu Kaisen too. Sure you don't want to? Just get on board. Everyone else is on board, Paul. Get on board. It's a great train. Mugen Train's gonna show up right after too.
Oh yeah, that one's good too.
That is. That's what everyone tells me.
So.
Hey, Jujutsu Kaisen, I had the same. I stopped it.
Oh, okay.
And then I started again, and I didn't like the beginning, but the later half.
Oh,
was
it gets better.
It gets better.
Oh, okay.
It is better. That's not saying much, but it does.
I don't really like the openings. I think that's kind of why I had a hard time to stick to it.
I like the beginning of the opening. The second half of the opening, I fall asleep on.
It's a little too intense for me, that one, Chris.
Yeah, even I would argue even that. But see, and that's funny because that's also Mappa. I think it's just this. My brain, when I see CG, my brain goes like cartoon, anime, not real. And then you try to do like gore, my brain doesn't register as gore. But if it's more like 2D animation, then you cut open a guy or whatever, like 96 Berserk or whatever is your example. It's like, oh shit, it turned that guy open.
Sure.
So yeah, something to think about. But anyway, I like the show, but it's one of those, once again, I don't understand the hype. But I'm an old man. I don't understand all the hype most of these days anyway. What else is new?
Old man yells like loud.
Pretty much. And then let's see here. How much time do we have left? All right, let's cut it short. And I guess there's 2 other games I wanted to mention, but I'll save for next time. And the last thing, since I talked about earlier on this podcast, I will mention the Resident Evil 4 demo, which I did play earlier today.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, that's
Are you sold now, Ray?
It's interesting because it's the demo does cover up to basically what if you had to guess if you had to do a cut the demo of Resident Evil 4. How? Let me ask you, Paul. You fan of Resident Evil 4? Where does the demo end in this demo in Resident Evil 4 remake?
This one?
Yeah. Where would you think it ends?
Ends at the church. The first part of the church after the first initial battle at the village.
Bingo. Man's got it on the dot. That's exactly where it ends. So you get that little tease of the village, and it's funny because they show the opening cutscene, but then it cuts away, and then you're back to like, oh, it's just Leon, and something happened to the car, and I guess someone was with you.
Yeah.
So that was interesting to see in the demo. I was like, what are they like? What has happened? Does like Jill show up or something?
Hey.
What are they trying to hide from us? What happens between A and B? Because we all know what happens.
Hey,
but okay.
You know about the TMP, right? You can get a TMP in the demo.
In the demo? Oh, I
Yeah,
don't. I
TMP.
did not know.
Yeah.
Oh, is it like somewhere hidden there or something? Oh, okay.
What's going on here?
Something-
TMP? Is it? Like
It's a gun.
It's a Steyr TMP. It's a 9mm automatic machine pistol.
What he said.
Yeah.
Shoot zombies real good.
It shoots zombies real good.
It's a big gun.
I thought it was like a code for something. Oh,
They basically bring back like all the guns from the original game and putting in this one, which is cool.
I just hope they bring back the guy that goes like, "What are you spying?"
They
But
do have
they
him, but
have
with a
to.
different,
They have to.
similar accent, but it's a different voice actor.
Right.
Oh.
Right.
Well, yeah.
And it's still the original, Frank. It's not
It's
going anywhere.
It's
I know I
almost
have my copy.
It's almost like shot for shot Resident Evil 4, but with
I wouldn't say that now. It's got the soul.
Basically.
It's got the soul of it.
it's got a massive.
But it's not a shot for because like already off the bat the difference is pretty obvious compared to the original. If you ask me.
I mean, the way they remade it.
Yeah.
They made it the way they remade
Because,
it. Was
like, in
very
the-
very close.
In this game, so I guess have you seen it, watched it, played it?
yeah.
Okay, so because in the original RE4, when you first go in that first house and meet the guy at the fireplace,
Uh-huh.
it's very
Oh,
much
well,
like
okay,
daytime.
yeah,
While here
yeah,
it's like
yeah,
you're
yeah.
like in a dark
Yeah,
forest, you can't see the
darkness,
light,
it's scary,
and like everything's abandoned.
They wanted to make it scarier.
Yeah, basically. So it's interesting, and I guess I'm curious to see, and I'll find out one because I already have put a pre-order for this game.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it
of
looks
course.
So good.
But it's interesting because my concern of it is that I thought they were gonna go like too serious. But in
Oh.
RE4, like you kick zombies
You
and
kick
you
zombies.
you fucking
Yes.
wrestle with them, and you're all the one-liners in the game.
The
and
German suplexes.
the German
They brought-
suplex,
It's all back.
the
It's
giant
all
machines
there.
that chase you, and this and that.
Yes.
And I thought like, oh, we're gonna take out this level, we're gonna take out this character, we're not gonna do this because that's too silly.
They're bringing everything back.
But it sure looks like going by what we saw in the state of play, and then even some of the dialogue and stuff I seen in the demo. It's a faithful reimagining, but with,
Yeah.
like I said, the soul intact
Right,
of Resident Evil 4,
right,
which,
right.
like I said, that was my concern. But it looks
Yeah.
like they got it. It's interesting the little things they do on the PlayStation controller with the dual sense, with the feedback, with the guns and the reloading.
Yes.
You got the sounds happening coming off of it.
Dude,
It's a nice little touch. It's like, oh, that is cool and neat.
dude.
It's that
The
little
small
immersion.
details. There are more small details in this game than I've seen in any other Resident Evil game.
Seems like it so far.
There's one where you're starting pistol. I'm gonna go like kind of gushing a little bit,
It's all right.
kind of weird, but okay, so he fires a couple rounds, he pulls the mag out, puts a new one in, right?
Yeah.
When he's out, obviously, pulls the mag out, puts a new one in, pulls the slide and racks it.
Mhm.
That's chambering a new round.
Right.
Most games don't do that. You're just like the
They magically,
animation,
yeah, it does
but
it.
it's just that little detail.
Right.
I'm like, wow, Capcom is really getting better at animating kind of their firearms in the
Right.
games.
Well, it seems I think the Resident Evil 4, the original, was like a thing at the time.
Yes,
It's like, oh, they actually
yes.
tried a
Oh,
little bit.
That made a lot of people like focus on like little reload animations when a lot of people really didn't think about it.
Right. Yeah, it was just something we
know?
just took for
And I'm
granted.
like-
Because at the arcade, you would just shoot off the screen
Yeah,
and
you're like,
reload.
oh, yeah, right, exactly.
Or
But-
press the pedal down and like
Yeah,
reload.
you reload.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Time crisis.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like that detail. I like a lot of the details in this game.
Yeah, but yeah, it's interesting. So yeah,
Bringing the gore back from Resident Evil 2 remake.
yeah, it does seem a little bit more there. They did seem the little I played. I only got a chance to play one time through the demo. They sure look like they eat a little bit more bullets than I remember, and it's interesting. They
Yeah.
keep it is RE4, but they actually bring back some more like classic like Resident Evil stuff, like where you have to pick. I know that like there's items, but like the zoom in, close in camera when you get the key in the
Yes,
lock,
yeah.
with the remake stuff they've done recently. So it's just nice to see like
Nice mixture.
Yeah, because RE4 was like its own thing. It was called RE4, but it really didn't often make you think of Resident Evil 1 and 2.
No, it didn't. They're actually incorporating a storyline from Umbrella Chronicles, I think. From the
right.
between Leon and
Krauser.
Yeah, like they're actually adding that as a story point in the game.
Yeah, they actually imply it here in this remake. While in the original 4, it's like, who the fuck is this guy?
Who is this guy?
Because
Krauser.
he wasn't in Resident Evil 3 or
like,
Veronica. Who the fuck's this guy? I was very confused. I'm like, did I miss a game?
Yeah, right.
Shit, I should have put, what was that, like the Dead Aim?
Yeah,
fuck.
should I play Dead Aim?
Shit, fuck.
Should you play Dead Aim?
That's what it felt like when I
Jesus.
first played it. I was like, they don't. Okay, cool.
Right.
Cool.
Right. Yeah.
The incorporation, they kind of hint at more like what happens to Leon after the events of 2. So it seems
I
more
like that. I like
a lot
that,
more
yeah.
coherent than the original.
Absolutely.
A little bit of extra serious tones and like I guess there's stealthy mechanics now. It
Yes.
seems like.
Yes.
So I'm curious to see where they're gonna try and
your
implement
knife
that more.
breaks and you have
The
to
knife
repair
breaks
it.
now. Yeah.
There are multiple kicks. There's
Yeah.
parrying. Like, what is this?
So yeah, it's interesting to see the little changes, but they're all changes that so far that make sense. But like I said, it's very early on. It's only like maybe a 30-minute demo if you
God,
blast through it. But I'm sure you can unlock weapons. So I'm kind of curious to
you
look
can
up
get
what
it-
other things you can do in the demo. I'm sure there's more.
You get a little submachine gun, man. Try it.
I'm gonna look it up.
Look
Sold.
it up.
So yeah, see, I done my job. I did good today in the world today.
Unfortunately, I'm too scared to play it, but
I'll
would love
I'll
to.
be there.
You'll
I'll,
be
I'll cheer you,
fine.
Frank.
You'll be-
Frank, do what I do. Watch Ray play, and they go, "Oh yeah, I got it. Yeah, sure. Yeah,
There you go.
I'm gonna hide under this couch. Yeah, let me know when the spiders are done. All right, thank you."
all you gotta do is get you out of that. Just play Resident Evil 7.
that's
Just-
the one that
The
That
VR
is-
headset.
that is literally the scariest Resident Evil.
that's the one that
game.
started my fear of playing scary games. That's
I
the
mean,
one-
Just recently.
When
Yeah.
Until then, you were very brave. You'd watch all the horror movies.
listen, as a kid,
But
you'd be
Bio
afraid
has
of
it said, "Whoa, shit! I can't do it anymore. I'm out.
Man.
I'm out, man."
the older Resident Evil games. As a kid, you'd be afraid of, right? I mean,
Oh,
it's
for
like
sure.
the atmosphere and the sounds are like that was.
Dogs
that was
could jump
top
through
tier. That was a-
windows. What?
the games are solid, right? But if you want to get spooked and get it out of the way, just play 7. It's in your face. It's first person. They made a very thrilling Resident Evil game, and they did a very good job with it, in my opinion.
I
but
don't want to get spooked. That's
get it
that's
out
the
of your
point.
system.
I don't. I like it
You
where
only
it
get spooked
is.
once, Franks. Once and you're done. That's it. You can't get spooked anymore.
One and done.
No, one and done.
It's like the what's it called? Chicken pox. You get once it's
Yeah,
over.
get it out of your system.
Get out of it.
Yeah, just get out of your
Yeah,
system.
that's how that works. You know.
That's science. That's science right there.
No.
By two doctors, by the way. These two very
Yes.
real, non-fake doctors.
I graduated with Dr. Mario, one of the best.
No, I just no.
That's a no.
Are
All right.
are they gonna have
Still
that mechanical
Statue man?
stone statue? Run
I have
after
no
you, do you
idea.
think?
I'm.
Holy
It
moly!
sure looks like we might actually. Which I was like, my first thought was like, oh, we're not. That's getting canceled. But I'm like, oh, because on my brain I'm thinking, oh, we're gonna get rid of the castle. We're gonna get rid of that little man running around with
That
the
little
silly hat.
man, yeah. But he's there.
He's there, and it's like, well,
Oh,
shit.
you're
I
gonna
guess
get a statue running after you.
we're gonna do it all, man. We're gonna do it all. So I'm very
It's
excited.
all happening.
The demo made me feel like, yeah, no, I think we're in good hands here. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Curious about the changes, but also confident that they'll make all the right changes. I feel like.
Right.
Here's Resident Evil 5, ladies and gentlemen, in about 3 years.
Okay.
Hopefully we get Veronica before we get that.
I
Hopefully
like
at least.
that's
Yes.
the one I started with.
Code Veronica, really?
That's an
No,
interesting.
You started with Code Veronica?
no. 5.
Oh, 5.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, hey, they're not scary. And then I went to 7. I'm like,
Too scary.
Too scary.
That's what
Yes,
happens.
I would love for them to remake Code Veronica. Holy moly!
That's the one I thought they were gonna do, but well, hopefully we'll still get one because if any of the Resident Evil games, it probably needs that one.
it
the
needs
most.
it the most.
Yes,
That game is honestly, I'm sad to say it, but it's one of the weakest Resident Evil games, if not the weakest Resident Evil game.
out of the. I would argue the real. We're
Zero?
not, Dead Aim isn't.
oh,
Zero, I mean, well, that's what I'm saying. Zero. That's a close race. Race to the bottom.
right.
I'll
Yeah.
have to think about that for
well,
next
I'm
time.
gonna get them. I
Listen,
just don't
they're-
know when I'll play them.
They're all good games. It's just, yeah, I would say Dead Aim. I don't know.
I've never actually played it. I've heard about it, but I don't know. But anyway, Resident Evil 4 remake looking good. I'm very
Looking
excited.
good.
I got my reservation. I think I even got 20% off, so an extra bonus there. So I'd be excited to play that when it comes out later this month, which I still forgot about until I saw the date of the demo. Shit, that's this month? Fuck.
Ooh.
Very excited. Very excited about that. All right, after this very long-winded episode of the podcast, we're going to, I guess, do a quick version of our main topic today, which is things we're looking forward to in the near future. Let's what do we say? Let's do two. Let's do a two apiece, I guess. Let's try that. See, and then we'll see how time it is, and maybe we'll squeeze in one more. Let's see here. You know what, Miles? I'm going to pick you this time. I'm going to shuffle the cards here. Shuffle the cards here. Miles, what is one thing you are looking forward to? Maybe a game, an anime, or maybe just something you want to, like an industry change you're hoping for. It's up to you what you decide.
I'm hoping that if the Battle Network does pretty well, we get all the Star Force games too. And it might be that one game that never came over here that's a cross between Battle Network and Star Force. I'm hoping.
So now we're doing wishes.
I mean, isn't that the point?
Well, I mean, it's looking forward to something more obtainable.
Okay. No.
I wish all the games are good and no bad ones.
Well, I hope the Battle Network works out fine because I know they're making it really from the ground up. So I don't know what that means.
So you're looking forward to Battle Network, sounds like.
Yeah, that's
Hopefully
one.
All right, that's a solid pick. Not surprised considering you just showered Battle Network on both episode 1 and 2 of the podcast. Surprise, surprise.
3, no?
I'm probably sure he did, and I forgot about it. But you're probably right there, Frank. You're probably right. Or was that Idolmaster? Which one was it? I forget.
Both.
You're right.
Hey,
all the above.
Hey, Ray, guess what my second one is?
Yeah. Oh my
This way.
God. What a twist. What a plot twist.
Idolmaster Feet version?
Yeah. DLC
All
unlocked.
right. Someone take.
I'll pass the baton to you, Paul. What do you got? What are you looking forward to, Paul?
I'm just looking forward to Resident Evil 4, man.
Oh,
That's you know what? That's
I
a
guess-
solid pick.
I guess
Can't
it's the
blame
first
you.
one.
I would call it lazy, but goddamn it, you're right though.
I can supplement this.
like taking pills or what?
I would supplement my interest.
Some green herb, perhaps.
Oh, just like put it into pills and like shoot it into my mouth. You know,
It's good for
the
you.
worst version. Resident Evil 6. Source 2, Counter-Strike 2 apparently is.
Oh, that's a thing question?
Yes.
Is that official?
That's a thing.
Like, they officially... I heard that was a rumor. Is that a real thing
Apparently
Valve
it's-
announced?
Apparently, yeah.
Okay.
And you're excited about it?
Yeah, because that
And what
means
is it
there's a
exactly?
potential
Because I heard a
for-
little bit about it, but I kind of zoned out at the same time.
It's basically, I think Source 2 is essentially what they used for Half-Life Alyx.
Okay. So they're using the new
That-
game
the
engine, basically.
Yeah, essentially making
To-
a new Counter-Strike. Hopefully that will open the doors for, more
More to more and more things. And
Half-Life related
right, if they're working at Valve, maybe they could be working on other things at Valve.
The way they work is they decide when they want to work on something,
and
and
then you
then
look
ditch
forward
it
to
when they
the
want to.
Mega Man Star Force 2 with that.
Anyway, it's potential for something
That's true.
in Valve to happen, and it's been too long. I've given up a lot of hope at this point, but
I'm surprised you still have any, to be honest.
I know it's weird,
It's
right?
almost impressive.
It's the only thing that keeps me going.
Gets me up in the morning. Half-Life? Not today. Maybe tomorrow.
Half-Life?
Maybe tomorrow.
Oh.
Maybe tomorrow.
All right. Frank, what do you have any high expectations, beliefs? What do you want, Frank?
What? Well, that wasn't the original question.
No, it wasn't, Frank, but apparently everyone's going off script.
It has mutated.
So, what do we? I wrote things down.
I had a list. I was
He's
prepared.
dead serious. There was a notepad here and a pen.
Frank's notes. He was ready with his Frank notes.
all right.
Frank notes. We're gonna call him Frank notes.
Whoa, that caught me off guard. But I guess we were talking about it earlier. If I had to want something unobtainable, then Mega Man Legends 3.
Oh my god.
Add me to that list.
This is a wildfire, man. This is out of control.
I think it's my fault for doing this.
Thanks, Miles. Thanks. Setting down the wrong path once again.
So should I not talk about what I wrote?
No, go for it. Bring
Okay,
it.
the
Yeah.
first one on my list was Zelda
Tears of the Kingdom. Okay.
That's what I'm looking forward
A
to.
real game that's been announced and's got a date and seems like it's actually going to happen.
Yeah, it actually might happen on that date.
Actually obtainable.
Yeah. So I'm excited about It looks like it's gonna have more story than the first one.
Oh, that's
I'm liking the mood, the music setting.
good. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about.
Interesting.
Huh.
Feet again?
I think no. There were no feet in the trailer. But
Ah.
that's on my. I hope it happens. Some Bokomoblins feet will be nice.
Some good feet.
But I hope that it's co-op. I highly doubt it, but I hope there's co-op. There's this little glimmer of hope.
Gotta believe.
Or if not co-op, that you can use different characters. So like, and what makes me want to think that this might happen is Age of Calamity. So I feel like they've already experimented in trying out new characters. I doubt either of those two things will happen, but one can hope. Yeah. So that's my first one.
See what happens. All right, it's a good pick. For me, I will go the anime route and actually talk about. There's no details about it. Hopefully, it's this year. I don't know, but they announced officially they are going to do.
Hunter.
No, it's definitely not something I'm looking forward to. Well, I look forward to the ending of Hunter x Hunter. Let's say that. But the thing I want to talk about is a little manga series that most people have never heard about called Pluto. So what Pluto is, it is a collaboration with Tezuka, who's like the godfather of all manga, and Naoki Nurasawa, I think that's his name. Hopefully I didn't butcher that or misremember it. But it's this great short series that they did that has basically turned Astro Boy into like a murder mystery.
What?
Yeah. And I have the manga. This manga came out like forever ago. I loved it a bit, but I liked Urasawa's work. He's the guy behind Monster. If anyone who's seen Monster,
I heard
manga.
about Monster. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. Watch it now, folks. And it's been in licensed limbo, so you should really check it out if you got Netflix.
It's a thriller, guys.
And as I say, it's a great thriller. If you like thrillers, it's a masterpiece in thriller.
Psychological.
Psychological. Oh, it's so good. I love it so much. So yeah, and so it's him, and then I like Astro Boy. So you put those two things together. It's surprising. It's like almost once again I talked about I think in episode 1 about Kingdom Hearts. Like, oh, that sounds stupid. Then you actually see, I'm like, oh, this is tasty. Don't mind if I do. So yeah, it works out very well. It's a pretty overall short series. I think it's a deal made with Netflix, so hopefully that'll be a good thing. But sometimes with the Netflix budget, when it comes to animation, sometimes it can become a little cheap. So hopefully they they come up with the big dollars for this production, because I'm very excited about it, and hopefully it comes out this year. Fingers crossed. So that is my first pick. So let's go back to Miles. Miles, what else do you have?
I'm hoping that there might be some maybe some form of Ape Escape.
Okay, I don't think you understood the prompt of today's episode.
Ape Escape?
You know, in the beginning of the podcast when I said the preview, you never once went, "Oh shit!"
No, but Ape Escape, I know, like on the darn PS the Plus thing or the whatever the goofy thing.
Isn't one of them available? Isn't the first one available?
Only the second one, not the first one.
That's even dumber than I thought.
I was gonna say, I don't think the first one's there.
Okay.
Something that's reasonable
because this is the same guy who said they're gonna hopefully they make a Super Mario Sunshine remake. So I don't know.
I'm hoping for that too, but that's a whole different thing altogether.
Oh, are we talking about hoping for remakes?
No, we're not. No, we're not.
No, we'll be here forever.
He is.
Shut your mouth.
Anyway, yeah. So there's that, I guess.
Okay, well, hopefully that is so bizarre. They don't have the first game up
because I didn't only have second one. If I remember correctly, they only have second one that whatever that category, whatever that is, the Plus library.
The super tiers. I
don't know. The Plus library is leaving too now, so who knows?
The Plus library?
Yeah, the games of PS4 games they put for PS5.
Oh yeah, because I think they locked it away behind the higher tier.
Yeah,
I think because I saw that earlier today, and I went, I think that's what they did. I could be wrong, but the little I saw, I was like, oh, I guess that makes evil sense, but whatever. Oh well, I'll stick to the original service. All right, Paul, it's your turn.
All right. I can see you just like tensing up, like don't you do it. All right, I'm looking forward to playing a game actually that came out recently. It's called Hi-Fi Rush.
Oh,
it looks super sick.
Tango Gameworks. Yes.
Yeah. It feels like Devil May Cry. It has the combos. It has the stop combos. It moves to a beat.
Right.
So everything is moving to a beat.
It looks good.
It looks good.
I've heard nothing
Looks
but praise
really
about
good.
it, and it looks good.
Looks good.
And of course,
sounds good.
it's the first game I saw. I'm like, oh, I want to play that. And of course, I just recently canceled my Game Pass.
Bummer, man. No, I've seen some gameplay and it's pretty sick. And you get quite a bit of combos actually. Like it just keeps going and going and going. Surprising. It's nice.
All right, that's good. Good to hear.
Killer soundtrack too. So
Is that also on PC or just Xbox?
no, it's even through Steam.
Oh, it's all right. You can buy it.
Yeah.
You can buy it on Steam.
You
I
can buy
forgot
it on
about
Steam.
that. That's right. And I actually heard it sold very well on Steam too.
Yeah, and it's like $30.
Yeah. So I guess maybe I should either get the Game Pass or cough up the money. Summertime for sure if I get back to it.
What did you say?
Called Hi-Fi Rush.
Hi-Fi Rush?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard of it.
It's an
a recent
Xbox game. It doesn't exist to you, Frank.
Oh, Xbox?
It
Yeah,
doesn't
it's not
exist.
from Microsoft, but you can get it on Steam if you have Steam.
He doesn't know what that is either.
Oh, okay.
This is a
I
PlayStation
know what it
Nintendo man right
is.
here.
All right, Frank. You have a notepad, so start writing some notes. Steam.
I know what it is. Trains use Steam.
Yeah, it's Steam Power.
You're halfway
He's seen
there.
steampunk, all right? He knows. He knows all about it.
It's steam powered, right?
He likes Steam. Was that called Steam Boy? Anyone remember that anime? No.
Uh-huh.
That was that steampunk related type of
Yeah, it
anime
was like-
where he built
It was like the Rocketeer, basically.
yes, it's like the Rocketeer. It's like
Yeah.
an anime Rocketeer.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I've been meaning to watch that actually.
It's very old at this point.
yeah,
I remember being it's okay.
it's
but
okay.
It's okay. That's
Oh,
what I
okay.
remember, but it was a long time ago.
Hmm.
So there's that. All right, Frank.
Yes.
It's your turn at bat.
Are we doing hoping or
We're-
actual?
We're sticking to the topic. Gosh darn it.
All
Be
right.
like me. Be like me.
Don't be like Paul. He
Be
likes-
like me.
No. He's a bad example. He
He
lives in a bad neighborhood.
All right. So the second thing I'm looking forward to is Final Fantasy 16.
Ooh. So you are excited about. I was gonna ask you about that because I feel like we haven't talked about 16.
Yeah. It's
You like
pretty
the big
much the reason I gave my brother a PS5 so I can
Oh.
play it.
Don't mind if I do. You like the big Godzilla battles? It looks like it's going on.
Yeah, you know what? It kind of gives me the feeling that it's gonna be like Shadow of the Colossus,
Hmm.
but
Interesting.
with story.
I mean, there's story. It's hidden. It's
it's
implied.
really try for it.
So I'm expecting cool animations, interesting battles. The thing I'm kind of disappointed at that they said that you can only use one character, and it's kind of like that's to me that's a bummer.
That is a bit of a
The
bummer.
last time they did that, it was Final Fantasy 13 Part 3. Or
Wait,
it's-
so
Oh,
when
yeah,
you mean
you
you can
play
only
as
use
you
one
play as Lightning
character?
most of the time.
There's only one person in your party, or
There's gonna be if you
I'm
played.
like-
Have you played 15? Is it?
The last one,
Yeah, the last one where you
the bros.
you have
yeah, their car, right?
the
Mhm.
Backstreet Boy ones.
The Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
You use Noctis,
Mhm.
but the other guys are there,
Yeah,
but you can't control them. You can only use the main character.
yeah, right.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, I see.
That's how.
I see.
So I think
Okay.
but I don't think it'll be like that. The way I kind of see is you'll have an assistant,
Mhm.
but it won't always be the same one. That's what I'm imagining right now. Because
Hmm.
I doubt that they're gonna have a whole bunch of characters.
They're not gonna have a party surrounding you.
I don't think so.
What?
That'll be interesting.
Then
It's been a while. I need to
why?
go back to see the video.
Why would they change that?
Well, I think-
I need to play 15. I know we have that Regal edition, whatever, and I never played it still.
I think
Now's the time.
I think 15 would have been better without the party members
Depression, the
Huh.
game.
because they made it where you can cheat because every time you use their skill,
Yeah.
it kind of has an invincibility frame.
No,
Well.
I mean,
So I think that one was great. It's just that it's too easy to cheat.
so what you wanted was each character have their own kind of life bar, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
It would have been better if it was like Final Fantasy 7 Remake where
Okay,
you can
sure.
switch.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
can
yeah.
switch between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without even trying. I feel like that's what people almost should expect, or at least I guess maybe I do, just
That-
because I liked it so
No.
much.
It's gonna be just one character.
Which is weird now that you said it.
I
now.
think they're just they're focusing so much on the big flashy battles
They
right. I
are.
guess that's true.
that
Right.
they're kind of like
And that brings more people to
People
the
won't
game,
mind.
I think.
Right. They're switching. Yeah, the focus. I guess.
Because
I
if you
don't
have just one character you focus on, you have a little group around you.
Is there a demo for this yet or no?
No.
thought
I
that
don't
was-
think
don't think
so.
so.
the more of the focus is more just on one character, and you have a little support group that
I don't
hop
like
in.
I don't like it, but
It's
It's
weird.
it's for more people to get into.
I know you tell me, Frank, and I believe you, but at the same time, I'm going like, nah, that don't sound right.
I agree, though.
It's not like they would
you
do that.
should have the ability to switch between each character and
It's
have
Final
their own,
Fantasy. You have your
you know,
party.
own control of those characters for a certain amount of time. You know,
Especially with the 7 stuff, but okay, we'll see what happens.
yeah, it's. I'm kind of when I first because this first trailer came out a while back, and I was like, oh, another medieval times Final Fantasy.
oh,
I don't.
You like the more
my
future.
I thought the same thing.
I just like anything other than medieval.
Right.
But
I
as
get you.
I
get
think it's
you,
been like
yeah.
a year since they've, or more since the first
Yeah.
footage they showed of it, and since then I finished Game of Thrones, and now I don't mind. I'm like,
Oh, okay.
I'm used to it now. I'm like, oh, okay, I get you. I see
Yeah.
because the way they talk, it's like it used to put me off, but I guess I'm one of them now. I'm like,
I think
you have my sword.
I think ever since 7, people have really seen that they would want a more modern or contemporary like setting, because you can relate to it. You know, if there's cars or people have phones or whatnot, modern technology, you can relate to it much easier than like, oh, I have my sword and my horse and elves. But it's like I think that brings more people into the fold. Because I think there are more people at this point that like a more modern setting. But that's just me.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but you're wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
Damn.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but if just for me personally, what put me off of it is just the way they talk. Because I do like
see.
the way they look and stuff, but it's just the way they talk. It's like, do
Mhm.
you have to say it like that? So that's just for me.
And they're like playing the part, right? I mean,
Yeah, but I like swords and armors and all that.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, so that's my second one. I'm looking forward to it, and
cool.
Okay. So my last one, I guess, since we're running a little long on the podcast, my last one I'll pick. This is a bit of a somewhere in between. They announced it. Is it coming out this year? They said it is. I don't believe that. So it's a bit of a Hail Mary, but I'm going to mention Alan Wake 2.
What?
Yeah. So I was what, the fact that it exists, or the fact that I'm
Yes.
interested in it?
Both.
I don't even
take-
know what this is.
Well, it's a Microsoft game, so of course you don't. It doesn't exist to you, Frank. So have you played Alan Wake or know of Alan Wake?
I know of Alan Wake.
It-
I played the Max Payne games extensively, and
Uh-huh.
I was like, okay, so this is kind of like a thriller.
Kind of, yeah.
It's like
kind
it's
of.
like a horror type of thing. It's like if Silent Hill met Max Payne.
Yeah, that's
essentially.
interesting. Yeah, kind of could see that.
It's kind of, I don't know how to kind of like the writer is creating his own
Right.
horror
Mm-hmm.
world.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of connect Silent Hill with it, because it's the
Right. The
person's
world.
own
Oh, I
hell.
see. Their own personal hell.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Now that you explain, yeah, that makes even more sense. So yeah, I enjoyed. I know. I hear. It's funny because I feel like I hear mixed things. Some people are like, oh yeah, Alan Wake. People are like, oh, Alan Wake. But I was like, there you go. See, I can be positive once. I liked Alan Wake. I feel like at least 50% didn't like Alan Wake, but I enjoyed Alan Wake.
Mhm.
It was a little spooky, not really, but I did like because of course, as an English major, of course, I could, appreciate the writer,
The writer, yeah,
the writer and the world he makes and what he
Mhm.
says and what happens are two things in the
That
overall
is interesting.
monologue stuff.
Yes.
You hear his thoughts all the time.
Yeah.
It's Remedy, so a
Mhm.
lot of story-driven stuff happening in that
Mhm.
game, and just the simple mechanics of the light and the darkness, this and that.
Right.
So I enjoyed the world. I enjoyed the gameplay. Maybe a little simple, but if the gameplay is just okay, but the story's interesting, I'll keep going through it. And Alan Wake checked that box for me for sure. And of course, nothing but Twin Peaks reference half the time. So I also like Twin Peaks. So there you go. Bada bing, bada
Course.
boom.
Of course.
And I never thought we would get an Alan Wake 2, but I guess ever since they bought the rights to it from Microsoft, and then they hinted at it in the Control game they put out, which also I enjoyed quite a bit. And now they officially said they're making a second one, and apparently it's going to be more survival horror, which
Interesting.
I'm curious to see what that means.
So less like are they going to focus on shedding light on these enemies and then like blowing them away?
Yeah,
Like,
blowing them with
that's
the
only way
Energizer
to-
batteries.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
It's like,
their
is there
Verizon
another
phone
way
and
you
all
fight
those
these enemies?
sponsorships, Yeah. Yeah, so I because there's just a teaser trailer they put out last year, but I'm excited for it. It's just one of those games I feel like it kind of came and went, and most people forgot about it, but I
Yeah.
remembered it. And they put out that remaster, so it seems like Remedy is all in, and hopefully maybe this will be a little bit more successful than the original Alan Wake. But yeah, that's something I'm looking forward to, which maybe this year, but I wouldn't put money on it, to be honest. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully next year for sure. All right, so I guess we're going to wrap that main segment out for this week. So now it's just time for our little outro, I guess. So I don't know. Otaku Podcast. We're on the interwebs. You can find us on our website, www.otakuotaku.com. Can't get easier than that, can it? We're on your Apples. We're on your Spotify. One day, maybe Google. Google's dropping the ball on us for some reason.
I sent them a mail. They'll send them back to me eventually.
So hopefully we'll get there. But we're on all the Apple. We're on the Apple podcast, which means all your Apple catchers. Was it Downcast and everything else in between? Overcast,
your
Cast,
oranges,
MyCast.
and your
if it got cast in it, there's a good chance we're already on there. We're on the Amazon's music,
Spotify.
Everyone's fair. Don't forget to like, subscribe today. We're on the social medias. We got that shit. Eventually, we're gonna actually be good on that shit. I swear. One day,
all of them,
one
of the
day,
social medias.
We're gonna conquer them all. We'll conquer everything. One
by one.
One taco at a time.
Until it's done.
Until it's done. So catch us there if you're waiting for us in between. We are a bi-weekly episode. We come out every other Wednesday. And that's us. That's our friendly reminder. And look forward to Kiss Teaser for our next episode if everything goes according to plan. We're hoping to actually do some review, spoiler discussion about the current anime season, the winter 2023. So if you're an anime fan, look forward to next episode. Hopefully it'll be up your alley. But of course, before we leave, I have to proper thank all our guests, my fellow co-hosts helped me work our little mobile podcast shack. So thank you, Paul, for joining us on our first episode. Hopefully it was an okay time.
It was okay.
It was okay. Well, I'll take it. Okay is good. Okay.
It was
like Skyward Sword. It was okay.
Time. You're
One
not
more
gonna
time.
stop.
One more
You're
time.
not gonna stop, are
One
you?
more time. Just a little shot. It's a fine. You'll walk it off.
Fine game.
Is that?
It's all right. You'll be fine. Walk it off. And of course, brother, thank you for making this happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's always fun. And Frank, I thank you and your notes. Without your notes, I don't know where we'd be.
This is like I had one more left.
You had, I know.
What's going on here?
2 seconds, Frank. What is it?
Final Fantasy Remake 7.
Oh, that was also my list. I'm very excited about that. Hopefully this year, but I won't put money on that one either, to be honest.
What money will you? What will we put on?
There'll be a new Zelda and a Mario game in the future. Safe bets here. Safe bets. It's red or black for
That
me.
goes without saying.
Red or black.
Red or black. I don't pick
Or
numbers.
black. Red and black. Why not?
Yeah, exactly. Can't lose. Shit.
Red
green.
and black.
Fuck.
Odd and even. Make it happen.
Doubles your shit.
God.
My one weakness. All right.
I feel good now.
All right. Frank's got out of the way. I got my gambling addiction out of the way. I think that's it for this episode. So thank you guys for tuning in this whole time. Hopefully we'll catch you on the next one. Until then, goodbye.